Well, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream. Today it's the 18th of January 2022, 4 minutes past 6 in the evening, United Kingdom. We're back in X-Men 11, back in the excellent ZIBO mod 737, the latest version 351.18 for a lovely, fun sector from Berlin, Brandenburg to Bergen in Norway. Flight time around 1 hour 50 minutes. We're going to have Yoke Cam again, which I'll show you shortly. If you missed our inaugural Yoke Cam stream a couple of streams ago as well, I've also got a really cool new audio checklist to show you as well, made by one of the members of my channel, Shorty, and it's available to download. A video description below, you'll find a link to that, and it's fully interactive. Basically, not only will it read the challenge element of the checklist, you'll also get a response based off the correct configuration. You'll seen it in aircraft like the Fearless 747-200 as well. So that's all incorporated. It makes sure you got the air switches in the right position, all that, and it's going to be really good. But yeah, if you missed it in the previous stream, here we go. Here's the Yoke Cam view. Here it is. The control column's all set up. I've got a different hoodie on today. I've gone for grey. I've gone for some shameless merch plugging, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually going to see my rear end look. I've got my Alpaca Airways hoodie on. There you go. Available in the Teespring store. No, I'm only joking, but I thought it'd be quite cool to wear the official merch for today's flight. So I'll have the Yoke Cam on for all the critical phases of flights, pitch, power. You'll see me all do all of that as well. So it's going to be great fun indeed. But anyway, we'll zoom on in towards our aircraft. I'll show you Yoke Cam again later on. Paul Hamilton, stripe your plane jumper today. Plain old grey Alpaca Airways today. What? Those stripes, said John Padfield. Unbelievable. Who else have we got there? Directive, what do you use the iPad for? That's actually controlling all of the Streamlabs controls, but I also use it for Navigraph charts. But I have all my operators charts available for our route today, so I'll be using that primarily. You've got to have Andy as pilot flying captain on the checklist. We'll show you everything here. We've got Andy as PM. And I can't remember who I selected as PF. Definitely not me. I'm not having my voice in the recordings. I actually did some recordings for this. You'll have to download it if you want to hear me. Taylor 314T5, hope you're doing well. Paul Shoesmith, Shuey's here. Peter Fletcher, Drishel Mac 2, good evening, Caps. He says good evening to you. Luke Bailey, fly for the FO side. No, I'm captain now. To fly for the left hand side. The best for now says hi. Lars is here. David Gaducci, Christian, Paul Bailey. Silly question. A toolbar at the top of the screen showing heading, altitude, departure, destination. Where's that from? That is the Fly Live overlay, so I can't see that in the screen, but it provides feeds in all the information off X-Plane via, is it FSUIPC? I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, you get all that. It works on Microsoft Flight Simulator as well, which is pretty cool. Patrick Keller, Edo's here, Stephen Turley, Liam Barwick, Steve B93, Alfie Douglas, Christian Osland, hope you're all doing well, guys. Pangolin, hope you're doing well. Santiago Montoya says hello. Get Jack's peanut butter ready. Yeah, I might get Jack at some point in the stream as well. Awesome. So we are completely cold and dark. We have a few other alpacas here. We're on the Apron Echo here in Berlin. We're actually 30 minutes before the event starts in Berlin this evening. I just wanted to get away before the majority of the traffic here, so I don't think there's any ATC at the moment. We might just get some ATC by the time we've pushed back. Anyway, let's go into the cockpit. Professional as ever. I've never done it as smooth as that. Anyway, we'll stop the intro music, because I'm a professional live streamer. We'll put in some nice chill background music, as usual. Now, why is that not playing? There we are. So, perfect. Now, I'm going to do the setup as normal. We'll explain how the audio checklist works in a short while, but basically I've got it assigned to a shortcut, and then we're going to have, you choose your aircraft. So this is at the moment compatible with the ZIBO mod and the level up aircraft. You can select your SOP. So I've got ZIBO default, which is loosely based off my operator's checklist. It's the one that's already available in the ZIBO mod. You can select pilot flying, so you can have Andy, Patrick, Lars. These are both members of the Flight Deck Sim channel. Lars is a 737 pilot as well. You can have me, but I'm not playing myself today. We're just going to have Patrick and Andy, but we'll look at that later. We'll start that checklist. It's really cool. Again, if you want to download that, that is in the video description below. You'll also need to download the Fly with Lua plugin as well for that to work. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. So, battery on. We just need to get some ground power connected as well. So, where are you? GPU Connect, I just saw it. Ground services. There we are. GPU Connect. There we are in business. We'll pop the dome light on because it is night. We're completely live time and live weather this evening.
50,
dome's
40,
on. We'll turn
30,
on the panel lighting as
20,
well. And the pedestal lighting. It's got all the flood lighting coming in, which is cool. Cheers, John.
I've been reliably informed that you should select Andy as PF.
Oh, okay then. Well, Andy could be PF for a change. All right, I'll change it now. What I'll put Andy as PF, and let's have Lars. Let's have Lars as PM. Right, all right then. There you go. I've been reliably informed. I hope he doesn't say anything rude. Well, thank you very much, John Padwell, for the fiver. Very kind. Thank you very much for the continued support as well. Scottish was wondering what CSL package do you use for VATSIM? I use the Bluebell CSL package, which is pretty good. Ah, there's an alpaca in front of us. Hello, Ian. Thank you so for the fiver as well.
A little birdie told me you should go for Andy as PF on the auto checklist. Smile.
Well, you know, John, very keen to have Andy as pilot flying. So be it. That would be the case. He's been selected. Thank you as well for your donation. You should have told me before the stream and saved yourselves a fiver, guys. But thank you very much for your continued support to both of you. Thank you very much. Andy is on, all ready to go. Thanks a million, guys. Right, battery on, GPU on the bus, electric hydraulic pumps. We'll pop on, landing gear lever is down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green lights, and then we check all the aircraft documentation. Working our way down here. We'll do the squibs, we'll do the fault and fire test. Now I'm going to miss out some steps because you can hear what happens on the checklist later if you miss out a step, which is quite funny. There's the fire check, so engine overheat wheel well. We've got fire warning lights, bell, and overheat detector as well. And the fire warning light over to the overhead panel. Emergency exit lights are armed. Test the attend button. Let's have a look at our operational flight plan from SimBrief. So it's a busy. There's a lot of you joining in on this sector. Bergen only has 1 runway. It's a VATSIM event. Usually I take 30 minutes. I'm actually going to take 2 tons, which is about 40-45 minutes extra, just because there's a lot of people joining in tonight, I think. So 9.5. Let's go for 9.6 on the fuel. So here, flight plan, payload, fuel 9.6. There we are. Passenger count today is 148 passengers. There we are, which is selected, and we can now start the boarding process and also call for the fuel truck.
Ground flight deck hose is connected and starting refueling.
There we are. Where's Jim? Jim's been demoted. Jim is now... Well, he's having a well-deserved day off. He's always pilot monitoring. He's on leave. Andy's now been promoted to captain, and now we have new first officer Lars here. So there we go. Right. We've done that. We've checked already. Flaps are up, matching the flap indicator position. And we check the pedestal down here. Cargo fire test. Forward aft. Fire warning light. All looking good. And we then check the rudder and head on trim. Manual gear extension doors closed. Circuit breakers are all in. Up here on the overhead panel. Do the Mach airspeed warning test. Test this here. Stall warning test coming up. Nope, I'm going to wait a little bit longer for that. IRS to nav. Heading STS. I flew this weekend, just gone, guys. Had an issue with the IRS on pushback, which is a bit of a pain. We had to stop the pushback and get it fully aligned again, which is a bit of an annoying thing. But I'll talk about that later, about the IRS system. There we are. Check all the safety equipment. Make sure our coffee's full. Tech log. The PPE, which is located here. We've already started the boarding process. Excellent. So let's have a look here on VATSIM. We do have ATIS now, so let's grab some weather. 2, 3, 7, 5, 5. Is it on voice? Looks like it's not on voice at the moment, guys. I have got it tuned. 1, 2, 3, 7. I have the wrong frequency. That's one.
Broken 1,700 feet. Temperature 4. 2.2 QNH 1035 trend. No sig Berlin Brandenburg information Bravo.
Let's got the weather. That's information Bravo.
Berlin Brandenburg information Bravo. Met report time 1750 Zulu. Expect ILS approach runways in use 25 left and 25 right. Transition level 60. Wind 230 degrees 7 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers clouds. Broken 1,700 feet. Temperature 4. 2.2 QNH 1035 trend.
High pressure.
Berlin Brandenburg information Bravo.
Alright, information Bravo copied. QNH is 1035. Very high pressure all over Western Europe at the moment, which can lead to fog and conditions, but there's a difference between the dew point of actual air AT of about 2 degrees, so we should be fine. 10k, broken 1700, 4 degrees. So QNH 1035, we can now set. There we go. Thank you, Alfie Douglas. 31 months as a member. Unbelievable. That's nearly 3 years. That's crazy. Thank you so much, man, for sticking with me the whole time. What part of your HPL did you find the most difficult? Keep up the good work. Love the streams. Thank you very much, Alfie, and for the continued support. Looking back there, meteorology is an exam I found quite tough. Very interesting. There's a huge amount of knowledge and information you had to take on board. Principles of flight wasn't so bad. A lot of people say Gen Nav's quite a lot to them. I quite enjoy Gen Nav as well. Air law is just a bulk of information. Yeah, none of them are absolutely easy, apart from the communication exam. Communication exam's pretty easy, but the rest is you just got to put the work in and be fine. But yeah, Met and a bit of Principles of Flight I found the most difficult there, Alfie. But thank you very much. 31 months as a member, that's crazy. It's Roman. How do you calculate barrow? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by that. We just simply get the hectopascals off the ATIS, set that, and that's all you do. Are you talking about the MFR rate, perhaps? This figure I'm about to set here. That's just based off typically 1,000 feet AGL, can vary. That's the point at which we bug up in the event of an engine failure. So we'll set that now. So that's 1170. There we are. Met is definitely the most difficult one to wrap your head around. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Jordan. And good morning to you, sir. You're doing well. Right, MFRA is set, QNH is set. We'll slave the artificial horizon. Air law considered boring. Met's usually the most difficult. Yeah, I'll go along with that, Lauren. Thank you very much, Popping. I hope you're doing well as well. You have already a squawk code set. Well, that will be from the last stream, guys, when we were in the ZIBO mod. So we'll now set 2000. There we are. And that should have been done for the previous set crew. Excellent. That's all set. We've got the weather. Time to now load the flight management computer. So FMC, latest AirAC is installed. We are in Berlin, which is Echo
minimums approaching
Delta Delta Bravo, and we'll select our coordinates. GPS left. There we go. Where's that not come up there? Thank you, I am Paris. 21 months as a member. Of course, now I see I could have given you the heads up this way. Glad to be a member for 21 months. Thanks for everything, Captain. Oh, well, thank you for your contribution nonetheless. You don't feel like you ever have to donate to bring something to my attention. Let me know in Discord before the stream, but thank you for your donation nonetheless. And all the little bits you've done, the Airbus video, I never forget that. I still have that saved on my Instagram. So thank you very much, buddy. Take care, and we'll see you around. Cool. Right, Berlin. There we are. And when we're going to Echo November Bravo Romeo. And our call sign today is Alpaca 18 Bravo. There we go. And let's go departure. 25 right, I think we're going to be getting today. Gurga 1 Alpha. I will confirm with ATC and we get our clearance. Mike 725 to Rodep. It is direct to Koseb, and it's direct to Lagum, and it's Lima 621 to Tukmu, and from Tukmu it is Lima 197 to Badab. And that is the beginning of the arrival. We're going to select the Badab 2 November for now. So Badab 2 November, ILS 17 via Gilver. I'll activate and execute that. There should be no discontinuities. All the stars join up nicely. Beautiful. So performance, 0 fuel weights 56 tons based off 148 passengers. Our reserves for Oslo Gardermoen to some of this too, so it's about 2.8 tons. Cost index 30. Cruising at 36,000 feet, which is in the FMC. That is executed. Our top of climb wind is 338 at 53. Top of climb ice -7. Get the average wind in on the route data page. Average wind is 282 at 43. First waypoint after the top of climb is Koseb. We'll stick it in there. Performance, guys, I have calculated on the OPT prior to stream, but I just didn't get a chance to upload it. So it's 22k, 40 degrees, and that is allowing us to depart from intersection Lima 6, which I'll brief shortly, and take off flat 5. V speeds, trim just set now, so 6 units. Now 6 units, 41, 41, 45, 145 knots. There we go. Scott Irvine, does anyone know if you donate to Level Up, does that go to ZIBO as well? When I looked the other day, it looked like they were interchangeable, if I read it correctly. So, I certainly know ZIBO's donation page is on his Explain.org, the forum site. There's a link to his PayPal. I don't think if you donated to Threshold, I should think that's a completely different source there, but if you want to donate directly to ZIBO, not affiliated at all by the way guys, you can send him a penny or two on the Explain forum website. It deserves everything. Excellent, that's all good for the flight management computer now. Let's go up here on the overhead panel. So yaw dampers on, fuel, I've just done a massive skip there, but 6 pumps on, so let's do it properly. Nav transfer display switch is normal auto, check the crossfeed valve, bright, and then dim, and bright, and off. Cam utility IV galley powers all on, emergency exit lights are on, seatbelt sign. We meant to wait until fueling's done, but we're almost done there. Actually, I think it is done. Did he say fueling's complete already? I never heard him. Well, we've got it on now. Window heats, we can come on. Probe heat off. Voice recorder on. Trim air's on. Packs auto. 360 elevation is 150 steady. Now, just to do something on purpose, I'm going to forget the auto brake light. I'm going to leave it off just so you can hear how the checklist picks it up and then reminds you that it's off, and make sure it's correctly configured for departure. But we'll set the rest up for the SID. So expecting 5,000 feet stop altitude on the departure, so I'll set 5,100. The runway QDM for runway 25 right and left is 245, so I'll set 245 on the heading and courses. 245. 245. There we go. And auto brake we said we'd leave for now, just to show the checklist. Reset the fuel flow. I've got terrain selected on Lars's side and on Andy's side. Trim is good. 6 units. The radio tuning panel's all set. Excellent. Now let's grab our clearance, and then we'll run the checklist to make sure we've not forgotten anything, and we'll do our briefings first as well. So I'm following today, guys, as closely as possible our operators sort of SOP, the flow, the order we do things. So typically pilot monitoring, we're still doing the walk around. At this stage, I've got everything set up now, ready to go. Once pilot monitoring has completed the walk around, the first thing we'll probably do is get the departure clearance, and then we'd run through our briefings. Once all the briefings are complete, performance is done, we then run the checklist and go from there. Medj says, Lordy Lord, your sim looks amazeballs. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was my new PC I got in December. Very pleased with it. It's excellent. Right, let's have a look at the frequencies here. So we've got delivery online. Let's give them a call.
Berlin delivery, guten Abend, Lufthansa 2, Papa Whiskey,
Lufthansa getting his clearance.
Bravo at stand C12, request IF arguments to Stuttgart.
Lufthansa 2 Papa Whiskey, Berlin delivery, hello, information Bravo, you're cleared to Stuttgart via Audio 1 November departure, flight plan route, climb altitude 5,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
Cleared to
Is that level up or ZIBO, Finn? This is the ZIBO mod. Lizard, why do you set MCP 100 above the cleared altitude? Reminds us that we don't have the clearance. Is the interactive checklist available for free, Lucian? Yes. By Patrick, Shorty, welcome to the channel. Completely free. It's been a lot of work.
Audio 1 November, Audio 1N.
Osman 1 November departure via runway 25 left confirm, sorry.
Lufthansa 2 Papa Whiskey, kein Problem, read back correct, report when ready for startup.
Delivery, good evening, Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray.
Very busy tonight, remember?
07 information Bravo,
VATSIM event here.
Departure clearance to to.
So if you want to download,
Bergen, please.
if you want to download this interactive checklist, guys, in the video description below, all
Alpaca
the
2
instructions are there,
X-ray,
PDFs.
Berlin delivery, hello information, Bravo. You are cleared to Bergen via Gergabon Alpha departure, flight plan route, climb 5,000 feet via SID and squawk 2036.
Cleared to destination via the Gergu 1 Alpha departure, flight plan route, departure, initial climb 5,000 feet, squawk 2036, Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray.
Now.
Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray, read back correct, target startup time 1835, report ready.
Oh, he's got a target startup time.
Welcome.
And clearance, good day, it's Alpaca 18 Bravo, we're on stand, Echo 12, information Bravo 1035, departure clearance to Bergen, please.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, delivery, hello information, Bravo, correct, you cleared to Bergen via Gergabon Alpha departure, runway 25 right, flight plan route, climb via SID, altitude 5,000 feet, squawk 2023.
Cleared to Bergen on the Gerga 1 Alpha departure, runway 25 right, climb 5,000 feet, squawk 2023, Alpaca 18 Bravo.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, read back correct, report when ready for startup.
That will go. Excellent, so we've got our departure clearance, guys. We didn't actually get a start time, but we'll do the checklist. So we're going to set 5,000 feet and verify we've got the correct SID selected, the Gerga 1 Alpha, and we'll now set the squawk as well, which is 2023. There we are. So, we'll run our briefings, guys. So we now brief the threats for departure. So the weather's absolutely fine here. Dual runway ops busy, taxiway confusion. And we then do the takeoff briefing, how the aircraft's configured. And we do our emergency briefings, what we're going to do in the event of an engine failure before V1 and after V1. And we then brief the taxi. So here we are, we're on stand Echo 12, so no pushback required. Taxi straight ahead, left turn onto Papa 2. On via Charlie or Delta, and then we're going to take off from runway 25 right. I've done the performance figures from Lima 6, so I can take that intersection for departure. And our SID is the Gerga 1 Alpha jet aircraft only. Climb straight ahead 5.1 miles off Sud or Schönenfeld 14.4. So we'll set 14.4 as active as backup. 14.4. 14.4. And we're then going to make a slight right turn, 261. There's 260, and we're going to route to, it's actually got an RNAV point here, Delta Bravo 241, so I think that is just here, and then it's going to be Delta Bravo 243 up to 242, so I think this might be the conventional SID, but it's overlay, it's basically an overlay SID. There'll be a chart that matches it precisely, which I need to find, so we've got Gerga 1 Alpha, there'll be a second one for RNAV overlay or something. There we are, Gerga 1 Alpha RNAV overlay. So this is very common in Germany. You have conventional SIDs, and then they have the exact SID as an RNAV overlay, even though they're called exactly the same. So this is the point I was looking for: 240, 241, 242, and 243. So you can see it's all coded. Now you can see, just to avoid, you've got a bypass here. This is quite common on SIDs like this because of the way it's squiggly like this at the speed. So basically what we're going to do is bring the speed to 220 knots or below, and put that at 244, and that should just help with track keeping. So not SOP with you at my operator. And then we can also put the stop altitude of the SID of 5,000 feet, which I'll put in there. There we are, that is executed. We'll put the transition altitude of 5001, that just keeps it as an altitude in the FMC instead of a flight level. It deletes that, I shouldn't delete the takeoff speeds though. Oops, that was my work iPad dropping off the thing. Right, so SID we're happy with, all the way around, all the way to Gerga, looks good. Gerga, we check all the tracks and distances, and we have 5,000 feet set on the MCP and the FMC, so I think we're all good. What aircraft is it, guys? Usually, if you're coming in this stream and you're new, if you want to know what aircraft I'm flying or what the video's about, the stream's about, it's in the title, it's in the video description. It's all there usually. Hello Hans, good Abend to you. Hope you're doing well. Right, should we run this new checklist then, guys? So, let me bring up the checklist here. So we've got ZIBO default, Andy pilot flying, pilot monitoring for Lars. I remember I forgot the auto brake, so it should spot that, and it's complete. It actually, it's not just a simple read and challenge and response. It's actually looking at the configuration to make sure it's correct. So we're going to run the safety inspection checklist now.
Safety inspection checklist.
There we go. Turn the music off.
Surfaces and jobs.
So this one
Checked.
is.
Maintenance status.
Yes, this one is just going to say checked because it can't do it in the sim.
Battery.
On.
Electrical hydraulic pumps.
On.
Landing gear lever.
Down.
Ship's library.
Checked.
Safety inspection checklist complete.
There you go. So it's actually checking the configuration. We can then select the next one.
Before start checklist to the line.
To the line.
IRS mode selectors.
Nav.
Gear pins.
Removed.
Uh-oh.
Light test.
Are you a real pilot?
So that's why you wanted me to select that. Oh, I'm in tears already. Oh no. Brilliant. I had no idea I was going to do that. Right, we best do the lights test. I don't want to upset Andy anymore. Oh my god, I can't see through my glasses. It's just the way he said it. Unbelievable. Oh, that is really funny. Right, let's do a light test. Unfortunately, I think it might... I'll just do that again because I think it might just carry on with the checklist. Let's do a light test. That's absolutely sensational. No words. Light test then, guys. Checking, making sure there's everything's illuminated, none of the bulbs are blown, and light test is completed. Let's just carry on.
Before start checklist to the line.
Just no words.
IRS mode selectors.
Yes, the mod's free.
Nav.
And BFSS.
Gear pins.
Removed.
Light test.
Checked.
Oxygen.
Really?
There you go. So there's another one I forgot. Make sure we check the oxygen.
Tested 100%.
There we are.
Yaw damper.
On.
Nav transfer and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Fuel.
So fuel, you can see it says done. So this one, you know, it doesn't know how much fuel we need. Every flight is unique and different. So you have these sort of checklists where you have to manually say it's done. So at this point, you know, if you want to make sure you've got enough fuel, go to your flight plan, check we've got the amount that's the minimum required, 7520. We've got 7888, 96 on board, and that's the required amount there. And you can then either press done or you can assign it to a button on the control column. I actually have it on the quadrant, so I'll press done.
Checked.
There we are.
Fuel pumps.
6 pumps on.
Cabin utility,
Very
IFE
cool.
and galley power.
On.
Emergency exit lights.
Armed.
Fasten belts.
On.
So cool.
Window heat.
On.
Air conditioning.
Pax auto bleeds on.
So then, but
Pressurization.
so this is another one I need to check because obviously it's manual, so I need to make sure I've got the correct altitude and land altitude set. And remember, you've already seen it. If it's not correctly configured, it will tell you. Super cool.
Set.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Instruments.
Cross-checked.
Auto brake.
Not again.
There you go. So there's the auto brake, which I forgot on purpose. So as soon as you move it, look,
RTO.
it correctly says it's in the correct
Hydraulics.
position. Very cool.
Normal.
Speed brake.
Down detent.
Parking brake.
Set.
Stab trim cutout
I know,
switches.
Lister been very lucky.
Normal.
Wheel well fire warning.
Are you a real pilot?
I did this already. I did the fire warning test. Maybe I have to do it again. Oh no. Not another AER. Well, I'll do the fire test again, but that's the point at which you would have checked it.
Checked.
There we are, wheel well fire warning.
Radios, radar and transponder.
So this one you need to manually check, so we've got the correct frequencies tuned, the squawk is in, and it's currently set to standby, so that is checked.
Set and standby.
Set to standby.
Rudder and aileron trims.
3 and 0.
Takeoff briefing.
So another manually one. Have we completed the takeoff briefing? We have, it's been discussed.
Discussed.
EA.
To keep the show on the road, we'll imagine that's complete.
Complete.
FMC CDU.
is now set, so we want to have takeoff on pilot flying side and legs on the PM side, so we can select done.
Set.
N1 and IAS bugs.
N1 and IAS auto, V-speed set.
Perfect.
Stab trim.
Set.
Performance weight and balance.
So this one again is just making sure you've done the performance. We've got 22k reduced at 40, and the weight and balance we've checked as well.
Checked.
EFB.
Airplane mode and stowed.
Phones.
Off.
Flight deck windows and cockpit door.
Uh-oh.
Ah, this.
We'll close that now. And we can
Close.
actually skip it. There we go.
Doors.
Not again.
This is so cheeky. Alright, I'll close the doors. Retracted. Closed. And once they're all closed, it should satisfy that automatically. I'll have a look at chat in a second, guys.
Closed.
Passengers.
Seated.
Before start checklist complete to the line.
There we are, and we can now minimise the checklist. It's excellent. Remember, this is completely free to download. All you need to do is get the Fly with Lewis script. It's all thanks to all of my members, Shorty, and he's had input from Lars, who you actually heard, Andy, who made some of the recordings there. Very, very cool. You need to start the SOP before the APU fire check gets detected, Patrick. Thank you very much. Patrick L is the creator of this sound set, guys, so give him a massive thanks. Remember, this is completely free to download as well, so you need to start the SOP before the APU fire checks gets detected. Understood, that's why it didn't work in there. Excellent. Someone had a good question there, I saw. Does it check for correct trim or takeoff zone only? So listen to me, it's just random because it doesn't know what your trim is. It depends where your CG is. Your trim could be anywhere between there, so it's more of a trigger for you to check manually. Same with the fuel as well. Where was... Oh yeah, Michael, what is meant by nav transfer display switches? It's these switches here, so make sure, unless there's a technical problem, you have them in one of the other positions, that they're in the normal position. That's that part of the checklist. Excellent, so we're all ready to go. We've got the APU running, so we'll put that on the bus. It's been running for over 2 minutes. We'll put the APU bleed on. We've got master caution and air conditioning for the dual bleed. We'll disconnect the ground power, which is there. And we'll now request engine start on stand there.
Lufthansa 825, delivery hello information Charlie. You're cleared to get
It's going to be so
via
busy,
Zotma
guys.
1 Alpha departure flight plan route. Climb altitude 5,000 feet, squawk 2043.
It's an amazing plugin, absolutely. Does Lewis script work in Vulkan? Says Abbas. Yes, I use Vulkan.
9er Alpha departure, initial climb is 5,000, squawk 204.
He's a long way from home.
Lufthansa 825, confirm Zogma 1 Alpha.
Sogma 1 Alpha from Lufthansa 85.
Lufthansa 825, feedback correct. Target startup time 1855. Report when ready for startup.
Very German and efficient. Clearance hello again, Alpaca 18 Bravo, stand Echo 12, request engine start.
Following Charlie, we are ready for push. Alpaca 18 Bravo, Roger. Information is now Charlie. Startup approved. For taxi, contact Tower 118.8.
For taxi, we'll contact 118.8, start approved, Alpaca 18 Bravo, choose. Perfect, so...
And confirms this 979 was calling for push.
Excellent, so we're all clear to start engines. We'll get ground on... Oh, sorry, tower on standby, because they deal with the ground on that sector, so 1188. There we are, and we are cleared to start engines, so we'll do the flow first. So packs off, anti-collision light on, parking brake is set, transponder out off, and can I have the before start checks below the line, please?
Before start checklist below the line. Air conditioning packs.
Off.
Anti-collision light.
On.
Parking brake.
Set.
Transponder.
Alt off.
Amazing.
Before start checklist completed.
Excellent, so I can use my shortcut to get rid of that, and we'll now start engine number 2, so we've got ground here. Now, this is 351.18, I think 351.17, the engine had problems starting. I've noticed on engine start and engine number 2, the N2 rotation is very slow. It does get us to 25% eventually, but it gets to about 18, 19 here, and then it really, the acceleration starts slowing down, so actually... Okay, it seems fine. My test sector, it was very slow. I don't know why, but the packs were definitely off on the test sector. But I fixed it in between. There we go. Who's excited for webcam as well? If you are still waiting for that, look, it is still here. Look, there I am. We'll turn that on for takeoff for you. Right, starter cut out, monitoring engine number 2. We've got 2, 4, 6, 3, and 2 is stable. Starting engine number 1. Q single engine taxi out, my operator, we don't do that, so we only do single engine taxi in. Yeah, that's a bingo card option there for Domino Messina. Well done. N2. Oil pressure. N1. 25%. Looking good. So 55%, start switch move to off. Starter cut out, monitoring engine number 1. 2, 4, 6, 3, 1 is stable. And when there is no pushback, there's no bypass pin installed, you can start the before taxi flow as soon as you've got 2 stable engines. So generators on, APU, start switches, probe, and TI is not required. Air conditioning is set, flaps 2.5. And let's do the flight control. So I'll bring up the let me just get myself in position here, do the flight control check. So might as well bring the control column up. Yeah. So full back and full forward, left and right. Here comes the rudders, full left and full right. There we are, and we can now do the recall, and we can get Andy to read, or Lars to read, the before taxi checklist, please.
Before taxi checklist. Generators.
On.
You can close it as well, which is cool.
APU.
Off.
Start switches.
Continuous.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Air conditioning.
Pax auto bleeds on.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Flaps.
Flaps 5 required selected green light.
Stab trim.
Set.
Start lever.
Idle detent.
Flight control.
Checked.
Recall.
Checked.
There we go.
Before taxi checklist completed.
So blank lower DU, and the before taxi checklist is complete. So it's really cool. It'll recognise what your flaps are. So it'll say 10 green light, 10 required, 10 selected green light, which is really cool. And again, the stab trim is just make sure you have the correct stab trim set as well. And we're all good to go. We'll now request taxi on tower. So I've got the push to talk button on the wrong... Right, I'm left-handed, guys, so I've got to have to use my pen on my left hand, but the push to talk button's on the left-hand side, because it's set up as a captain's control column. So I'm having to use my right hand to... I'll show you briefly. Look, it's a bit awkward. Look, I have to use my right hand for push to talk, then write the instructions on my left hand. It's a real pain, but we'll be fine. Right, let's request taxi. And Berlin Tower, good evening. 18 Bravo, stand Echo 12, request taxi.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, stand by. Swiss 9016, Echo, contact Brim Radar 120.625, bye bye. Brim Radar 106, Swiss 9016, Echo, thank you, bye bye. Alpaca 18 Bravo, taxi to holding point runway 25 right via Papa 2 Charlie Lima 7.
Taxi holding point runway 25 right via Papa 2 Charlie and Lima 7. Alpaca 18 Bravo. Perfect. So I'm happy with the routing, guys. Let me just grab the charts for you. So it's going to be first left basically. Charlie's going to be the first right. That is Papa 2 here, and then Lima 7 is this whole point here. Right. Watch me get lost. Anyway. Put Yoke cam on briefly for the taxi, so turn off the taxi lights, release parking brake, and let's do a config check. There we are, no takeoff config warning, and we're on our way. Superb. So I've actually tightened the clamp on the throttle quadrant. It's a lot more solid now. Before, I actually didn't realise, but the quadrant wasn't quite tight enough. I hadn't tightened the screws up now. It's a lot more solid on the desk, which is much better for me. Oh, am I the last alpaca? All the other alpacas have gone. Bringing up the rear. Bit of a poor taxi onto the line, but there we are. Can we have the dome off for takeoff? Sorry, David. Some people really do like that off. It is more realistic, to be fair.
230 degrees, 08 knots, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff. Runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
That's more like it. There we go.
Charlie Tower, hello, Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima Stand, Deco 8 is ready to taxi.
Superb.
Sky Travel 23
So
Tango
this is going to be, with this
to the,
audio checklist now, with the ZIBO mod, I don't think I've had it as a realistic stream to date. I mean, so far everything we've done very close now, which is good in real life.
Sorry, 25 right, Lima 7.
Is the Aerosoft of Berlin ceiling guys?
From the right to left and follow 2 Lima 7 ready to fly right. Thank you.
So next taxiway is Charlie, so it'll be the first right for us. The second right would be Delta. There's one alpaca left on stand, excellent. So he'll be behind me, hopefully. Hi, Pangolin, thanks to 11 bumps. I'll be following along, Captain, just in whispers and Airbus. No problem at all, Pan. Amazing. Thanks for joining in on the sector. Here we are, so here's Charlie. We are clear left. Yeah, I thought we'd just do a night flight live time this time. It's been a while since we've done a proper night flight live time, live weather, but the clocks we're changing in a few months' time. The days are getting longer, so we'll have some more day flying in Europe. And this is the first ever time we've streamed out of Bergen about 2 or 3 times, but we've never actually flown into it, and I've got all the scenery for it, so I thought, ah, let's go into Bergen with the VATSIM event there. Mic level seems to be loads better in this stream. Oh, Dennis, yeah, so there is a reason behind that. When I got my new PC, unbeknownst to me until about 2 streams ago, I realised that Microsoft, the default Microsoft mic input, had set it to 66%. So basically, it was my mic input was you know, a third as low as it should have been. So I've now set it to 100%, so I'm a lot clearer now, a lot louder. It took me ages to get to the bottom of it until, of course, I found I look on YouTube as an answer everything. So yeah, it should be much clearer and much easier to understand me at the moment. So yeah, I'm happy with how the audio is at the moment. DC, any prospect of 4K streaming on the horizon? Now, my PC could do it, but I think HD 1920 to 1080 is what most monitors have, and I think it upscales on most 4K monitors anyway, so the picture should be looking pretty good. Oh, I've just been disconnected off VATSIM. Wonderful. So there's a little bit of lag here in Berlin. This scenery is very FPS intensive at night.
Bye-bye. Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray, wind 230 degrees, 08 knots, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
So there's Lima 7 up here. We'll do the before takeoff checklist now. To the line.
Before takeoff checklist to the line. Config.
Checked.
Flaps.
Flaps 5 set. Green light.
Stab trim.
Set.
So 6 units set.
Takeoff briefing.
So again, you have to tell it when it's done. So this
Alpaca 13 Tango, Berlin Tower, hello. Taxi to holding
so
point,
this is the trigger to complete the before takeoff briefing. So an overhead panel, PAX auto bleeds on, V-speed set for departure, 41, 41, 45 set on the MCP, no V-speeds on the PFD. Departure is the Gerger 1 Alpha, climbing straight ahead to waypoint Delta Bravo 240, then 241, stop altitude is 5,000 feet, set on the MCP. It is an EDDB 1 out of Berlin. Any problems will climb straight ahead to the MSA, which is in that sector. It is 2,400, so we'll go up to 3,000 feet. That's it, so,
Reviewed.
Reviewed.
Cabin.
Secured.
Before takeoff checklist complete to the line.
Excellent. So, I did actually do the performance from Lima 6, so there's Lima 5. Now, if there's no aircraft ahead of us, there's nothing stopping us from requesting an intersection departure, so we can say we're fully ready.
Alpaca 13 Tango, line up and wait, runway 25
Well,
left.
I didn't actually realise there's an alpaca ahead somewhere. See where he is. We can use that mega map here to see all the traffic on that, which is pretty good. He's okay, he's on the other runway, so that's fine. We can tell him we're fully ready and able Lima 6 then. Tower Alpaca 18 Bravo, we're fully ready for departure. We are able intersection Lima 6.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, taxi to holding point runway 25 right, intersection Lima 6 via Charlie Lima 6.
Taxi hold point Lima 6 via Charlie Lima 6, Alpaca 18 Bravo. Excellent.
Alpaca 2 Mike,
So there's Lima 6 next left.
625, bye bye.
You may not want to see the decimal 625, passing to my X-ray. Thanks for bye.
A little bit quick for that turn.
Alpaca 13 Tango, wind 230 degrees, 08 knots, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
And that just saves a little bit of time, so long as we calculated the performance from that intersection. It's completely routine to do.
And we're good. Even as Lufthansa 825, now 1 kilo.
Lufthansa 825, taxi to holding point runway 25 right via Kilo 4.
So this is the Cat 2, Cat 3 hold point. We can actually go to the Cat 1. In reality, we wouldn't cross these stop bars, but there's the Lima 6 hold point there. I think it only just illuminates one of them.
Lufthansa 825, you took a wrong turn there. Sorry.
So we can cross this one. It's just going to stop here. Lima 6.
Lufthansa 825, hold position.
Holding position, landing is that.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, wind 230 degrees, 08 knots, runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 25 right, cleared takeoff, Alpaca 18 Bravo. Right, we cleared takeoff, guys, so let's get some thrust on here so we can enter the runway. We'll do our
Alpaca 18 Bravo, Berlin Tower.
18 Bravo, cleared takeoff, runway 25 right, confirmed.
Affirmative, Alpaca 18 Bravo, runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff, wind 230 degrees, 08 knots.
25 right, cleared takeoff, Alpaca 18 Bravo. Perfect, I think I might have not pushed the push to talk button there properly. So, let's do our flow. Strobes on, LNAV, auto throttle,
Lufthansa
transponder,
825,
TARA, and weather radar on. So do
taxi
the
via Kilo
checks below the line.
Hotel, November 1, Kilo
Before
4.
takeoff checklist below the line.
Kilo.
MCP.
Set.
Oh my goodness, where am I going?
TARA.
Strobe lights.
I did that on purpose, just to get a perfect lineup, see?
Landing lights.
On.
Before takeoff checklist completed.
I was too busy looking on the VATSIM frequency, the next airborne frequency, and I nearly didn't line up on the runway. Right, before takeoff, checklist is complete. That's why there's two of us. 40%. Stabilise, push toga, set takeoff thrust.
Alpaca 13 Tango, contact frame radar,
pressure.
120.625, bye bye.
There we are, takeoff thrust sets, indications normal. Just hit the trim accidentally.
06 to Charlie,
80 knots.
Checked,
taxi
please full
to
pressure.
point runway 25 left via Bravo at Mike 8. Early for 8 wind 230 degrees, right knots.
Here we are, up we go. Go for that dead band, we're airborne.
Positive rate.
Gears coming up. And trim. Beautiful.
Sky Travel 2 Tango Lima, line up and wait
SL
runway
now.
25 right.
Got to do the fly past still. Wonderful.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, contact frame radar 120.625, bye bye.
120625, Alpaca 18 Bravo, thank you so much for the great ETC, we'll see you soon, choose. Excellent, so it's NADP1, we're going to bug up at 3,000 feet AGL, so we'll just hold the attitude there, there's climb thrust coming in. Just turn these sounds down slightly. And we'll contact departures. There we are, nicely in trim. There we are, so you should be able to let go. The control column should hold position beautifully once it's in trim. Very nice. Beautiful. And departures good day, Alpaca 18 Bravo. We're on the Gurga 1 Alpha, passing 2,900 for altitude 5,000 feet.
Alpaca 1 Bravo, Bream radar, low identified. Climb by asset flight level 160.
Climb via the SIG, just confirm that cleared level again, Alpaca 18 Bravo.
Again?
Just confirm the cleared level, please.
Climb by asset flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160 via Gurga 1 Alpha, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So this is where you miss having pilot monitoring, so we need to bug up and set the flight level. So set, bug up. There we are, set standards. Need to delete the restriction of the MCP, so I'll just push that a few times. Back onto the flight directors. Busy, busy. There we go, flap 1. Got a hand fly, guys. Yeah, I forgot to bug up using the MCP. There we are. Need to stand sit a little bit further back from my desk. There we are, flaps up. Just smooth inputs onto the flight directors. There we are. So flaps up, no lights. We can now select VNAV. That's going to command 220 knots because that's the restriction we put in the FMS. Sorry, 230. We've already passed the 220. Standard set. Passing 4. What's the level again? Just wait to say it again then, because I just missed that cleared. I think it's at 1-3. Right, I'll get the autopilot in now. There's command. Just need to confirm that cleared flight level.
Flight level 160, schedule 230.
We did have to take off check shortly.
Alpaca 1 at Bravo, climb unrestricted, flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160 unrestricted, Alpaca 18 Bravo. As we are, so 160 is set, and we can now complete the after takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist.
Helps if I do it first.
Air conditioning and pressurization.
So manually check that, 2.9 psi, climbing. Looking good. Air conditioning and pressurization.
Set.
Excellent.
Engine start switches.
Off.
Landing gear.
Up and off.
Auto brake.
Off.
Brilliant.
Flaps.
Up, no lights.
Altimeters.
So again, verified you have the QNH or standard set, passing 86 flight level 160.
Set.
After takeoff checklist completed.
After takeoff check is complete. On our way, guys. Beautiful. What a departure. That was mega. But you can see the workload gets very high when you're hand flying. When you get further climb, you've got to do the after takeoff check yourself. On an aircraft like this, with just 2 pilots, it's a bit tricky. But yeah, it was otherwise very nice. There we are. So I'm happy to get rid of that speed restriction to 220 knots.
Climb for 5,000.
Excellent. Clean now. So passing 104, 160. Quick cruise checks. There's no checklist. This is just a flow. So fuel, 4 pumps. Got 920 in the centre. All the forward-facing lights come off and the logo light. AP verify off. Pressurization 4.0 and set. Release the cabin crew. Let's do that. Recall. There we are. Checks complete.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, proceed direct Gurga, stop climb flight level 150.
Direct to Gurga, stop climb flight level 150, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So 150 checks, direct Gurga. So that just takes out a bit of those turns, just pretty much as the SID, so execute LNAV available. And LNAV engaged. There's Berlin down below, guys. Beautiful. Robin, does climb via SID mean that you have to comply with altitude restrictions? Yes. So technically when they say that, you should respect any restrictions. Usually the all clear, you know, they put, the climb via SID is a horrible clearance from ATC because it can be very confusing. So usually they wouldn't say climb via SID. I've never heard it in real life.
Bravo, contact Cayman radar on 124175.
124175, I'm going to Bravo, bye.
Bye.
It's a horrible one because you don't exactly know. Sometimes ATC's intention isn't for you to level off, but they usually would say, you know, unrestricted climb or climb now in the UK. It's a UK CAA thing, UK ATC thing is climb now. Don't hear that anywhere else really. But always confirm with ATC. Yeah, climb via SID is typical stateside. Yeah, I've never heard it in Europe. But in the America, if you say climb via SID, would they still want you to respect the stop altitudes? Like, we have some airports where they say in the briefing packs, be very careful with AC, make sure you get unrestricted climb when you get cleared to a higher flight level. Anyway, I want to
go.
Check in now with ATC and just turn the sound down a little bit here. Ah, that's better. A little bit quieter for us.
Indicated airspeed is 280 knots. Lufthansa 9 Papa Tango. 5688, report indicated airspeed. Speed, what is for speed, 5688? 5688, report your indicated airspeed. 310 knots.
He's going fast.
5688, your speed 280 knots on it. 280 or less for the speed, Spirit 5688.
Radar, very good evening, Alpaca 18 Bravo, climbing flight level 150, inbound to Bergen. That's no good.
Bravo, radar, good evening, sir, identified. Climb flight level 260.
Climb flight level 260, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So 260 is
Radar, good day. Yes,
set VNAV.
Control 2, Tango Lima with you. I think 155.
So I found a really good fix. It was actually thanks to one of my Discord members. For any of you that has the Thrustmaster Boeing quadrant, let me just turn on the webcam here for a second, guys. So you can see the throttle quadrant. We've got the auto throttle in here and climb. But if I was actually to remove thrust off one of the engines, look how the auto throttle disconnects. That's true to the real aircraft. So look, there's a slight split there. You can see there's a bit of yaw as well. I've actually increased. Just match the thrust. Oh no. Why is that not matching at all? Oh yeah, it's because it's very slow for the thrust to respond.
Descending flight level 120 for Papa Hotel 500 Bravo.
When there's a slight split in the real aircraft, like with the real aircraft, the auto throttle disconnects, but I've now increased the distance which allows the split to happen.
Delta Bravo 4GG, Lufthansa 9 Papa Tango.
Because I was finding on second takeoff thrust, the auto throttle was always disconnecting, which is a real pain.
Delta Bravo 413. Blocked. 5688, proceed direct Delta Bravo 413.
So on our routing, OTA is going to be 2040, so it's a little over an hour and a half from now, with no delays. Quite a long route actually. I thought the route was going to be about an hour and a half, but it's actually about an hour 50. But we haven't had any decent shortcuts yet. We've done pretty much the full SID.
Climb down flight level 280, South 85.
Ellis, you can also select auto throttle on locked throttle the tablet. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to explain, Ellis. That's what I did in the tablet. It decreased it to 2, isn't it? It was on 0 on default. Much better now. Plainly, by the way, no stream overlay today. Can you not see it plainly? Up here?
123 925 Korean 6 Lima.
Oh my days.
Qatari 105, radar, good evening.
Beautiful, passing flight level 200. 6.0. Looking good. Jess, I left lock off but set the noise level to 2, which sorted it out. That's what I did, Jess. Sorry, I'm going to get confused. I only set the level to 2. I set it to 2, which has fixed the issue I was having. Peter, I'm guessing the physical throttles don't move with the auto throttle, not a problem with the Airbus. Not with the TCA Thrustmaster Quadrant, no, but the real aircraft, yes, they do move. So one of the things that's really alien to me is the fact that Airbus, you leave the DTIP. you leave the detent in, climb, and the thrust can do anything in the thrust regime, whereas in the 737 it always matches your N1. So it's far more logical.
Golf, flight level 290.
Old plane, you had the screen partly scrolled up. Ah, that's probably why you couldn't see the movement. What's that for me? He's very quiet. The controller's very quiet compared to the other Beautiful. So I promise you, when we get to Bergen, I'll do a raw data ILS today. Turn off all the flight directors. We did a lot of raw data non-position approach flying, so this should be a little bit easier. But once we get into decent position, we'll disconnect all the automatics, yoke cam on, flight directors off, pitch power all the way.
126,
Hopefully smooth touchdown.
Bye-bye.
Paul, if I need to do a tech stop for refueling now, it's the FMS, or do I have to program the flights into 2 flights? Yeah, so you can't plan fuel for multiple flights in the FMS, so you can only do one sector at a time. You can plan the route for the second sector on a second route page, but fuel planning is per sector. Busy. Good thing about flying at night, I don't need to worry about ortho tiles. Didn't have to download anything. I think there might be a bit of IMC there though. See on the side air temperature. Oh, it's minus 39 now. So once it's below minus 40, you don't need engine anti-ice on in climb. Time for Jack's peanut butter show. I'll get him in later.
How's it go?
Wait for 1 minute.
Uh-oh. Directive, don't know about you, but I have an awesome view of the moon from the airplane currently over Templin in Germany. Now, is anyone here around Berlin in Germany? Because we did have on departure the moon, but where was it? I think it was just setting below the horizon. I can't see it anymore. Hi, James. Stand by. 133.75, Alpaca 18, Bravo, choose.
Hello, Radio Good Evening, this is Qatar 105, flight level 20.
Copy 105, man, radar, over the device, Jumper, level 330, proceed directive west power.
Directive Bemba 330, Qatar 105.
Radar good on Alpaca 18, Bravo, maintaining flight level 260 to Racket, standing by further climb.
Alpaca 18, Bravo, Rhein radar, hello, identified, contact for further climb in 2 minutes due to proceeding with traffic.
Roger. Excellent.
Alpaca 13, Tango, proceed.
And Lorenzo, if there are just 2 switches for the main landing lines instead of 4, the retractable ones come up with the landing gear. That's correct, yes. So I've got the modern version here, but if you've got the retracts, yes, my operator, when we raise the gear, we retract the lights as well, but we leave the fixed landing lights on below 10,000 feet. And it's great German, yeah, that's it though.
Hi, Radar, good evening, Skytrail 3 Tango Lima with you, flight level 280.
So busy. How many arrivals into Bergen? So I said 50 something? That's why I took an hour's extra fuel, guys.
Climb flight level 320, Skytrail 3 Tango Lima.
Alpaca 18, Bravo, climb flight level 290, call it back.
Climb flight level 290, Alpaca 18, Bravo. So, 290 is set.
Lufthansa 2 Delta India, Line Radar, good evening. Requesting descent.
Vlad, why does ZIBO have a bug with ILS DME on ND? Is it so difficult to solve it? Vlad, I should think what's happened, there's no bug, but certain ILS approaches, some of them don't have DME. So I don't have that bug. But some ILS approaches, Vlad, what approach are you trying to fly? Because some ILS approaches, let me think, Leipzig in Germany, for example, no DME associated with the ILS. I don't have that bug anyway. 50 arrivals.
Thank you for
my
service.
goodness. 17
Monitor
approaches.
Unicorn
One runway, guys.
Radar, good number, Sultan 85.
Home email, do you use enhanced skyscapes? Yes.
Lufthansa 825, line radar, low identified, Lufthansa level 300.
Climb 9 Flight 300, Sultan 85.
Radar, hello, number 6
Let's go
Charlie.
illegal speed now.
With you at flight level 260, planet 2.
160 Charlie, line radar, low identified, Lufthansa level 300.
I mean, but what's the exact reason you turn on landing lights at 10,000 feet? I mean, that's high for anyone to see you.
Bravo, climb flight level 320.
Climb flight level 320, back on 18 Bravo. So 320 set. Yeah, it's still pretty high, home email, you're right, but when you're descending below 10,000 feet, the amount of traffic in the surrounding area increases, because especially if you're flying into a large international airport, into something called the TMA, the terminal area, there's a lot more aircraft in a closer proximity. It's just a way of increasing visibility. Obviously, we rely on TCAS for avoidance. We wouldn't actually use them, very rarely lights, but it could potentially help if you had an RA in identifying the aircraft at night. So it's all about increasing visibility of the aircraft. Have you seen VATSIM? There's 155 controllers on most of Europe. It's so nice to see. That's crazy because there's not many VATSIM events going on tonight. There's just Berlin, Bergen and Zurich. They were the only events on this Tuesday. I really wish VATSIM increased the visibility of, you know, if ATC, they need to have like a system, a sort of worldwide system where you can see, right, where do I want to fly this evening? I want to check ATC bookings, and you have a whole map of the world. Climb flight level 350, back on 18 Bravo. What they need is to have a system where, a transparent system where everyone can see, right, there's ATC, this guy's planning ATC at this airport. The events are great, but, you know, most times there's ATC at airports and there's no official event. So it'd be great to have like a transparent system to see, right, where's ATC this evening, where could I go, master caution, fuel, set of pumps. That would be really cool. Because I think, yeah, on the whole of VATSIM events page, there's only 3 events all of today. Whereas if you actually have a look at the VATSIM map of where there's ATC in literally, well, in Europe, I probably could count 30 different airports of ATC at the moment, and in America, but you wouldn't know that unless you looked online somewhere. Hello, Thomas, my hi sisters, hello. Lawrence, car was frozen this morning, clear sky, no clouds, but car was iced over. Why don't aircraft freeze at 38,000 feet? Always wondered. It's to do with the moisture, Lawrence, the moisture. There's far less moisture at higher altitude. The temperature dew point at lower level, when they're close, the air is saturated, and then when it hits a frozen, or an object below 0, it'll stick to it.
Welcome.
Thanks for subscribing. Whatever that was. Thank you. Elsewhere. Climb flight level 360, back on 18 Bravo. 360 is set, and we verify that is set on the overhead panel. MCP, flight management computer, monitoring 125.
Request leaving the cockpit for a few minutes,
yeah.
024. Blocked.
Excellent. The MCP, the radio pedestal works exactly like the real aircraft now with VATSIM, so...
125, thank you, bye-bye. Request leaving the cockpit for a few minutes.
Thanks for subscribing as well. I don't know why Streamlabs isn't here, sometimes Streamlabs says who the subscriber is, but...
Good evening,
busy. Adam, hi Captain, did you try the H200 yet? No, I haven't. Pag, evening, hello. Hope you're doing well. There's ATC over the Atlantic, wow, they've got Channel Line or something, very cool.
Runway, schönen guten Abend, Lufthansa Sierra Lima, flight level 390, inbound Zona.
Apex Janet just dropped in here, some Alpacas over Copenhagen. In the 732 about to Stockholm. Happy landings, thank you very much Apex, and have a safe flight as well. JS, do you use the headphone mic jack on the TCA? I have audio stutter issues when I use it. I don't use it, JS. It does have a headphone jack, but I have the Steel Arcticus 5, and I just use USB, plug it straight into the PC. This is one of the best headsets as well. One of the best, you know, headsets, mic with the best let me get this right. Best gaming headset with a mic is the Steel Arcticus 5. I've had it since I've started streaming, and it's a really good quality mic. Oh, L. Smith, sorry, I was answering your question about VATSIM app, and you look at what airports are on ATC called. Sorry, L. Smith. I use VATScope, the app on my phone. Sorry, L. Smith.
50, 40.
Thanks, Tim.
30.
For the fiver.
20. 10.
Oh dear. What exactly are you struggling with?
I'm struggling with this tonight.
What's that, Tim? The stream, or keeping up with what's going on, or have you joined? I'm not sure what you're referring to there, buddy, but good luck with whatever you're struggling with. I hope you're no longer struggling with it in the near future. And thank you very much for your continued support as well, buddy. Very much appreciated. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Flight level 360, cruise level for today. Inbound Seb. Looking good. Beautiful. There we are, 73 FPS in the mod. Beautiful. Just approaching northern Germany. Heading over into Denmark. Ooh, not too far from Szczecin in Poland. Beautiful. Simplistic robotics. What model is that? I'm guessing a 900. No, in the ZIBO MOD 737-800. It is Z737. Vlad, I set ILS DME on Nav1. The distance shows on PFD, but not on ND. Only of ILS DME. That's how the real aircraft works, Vlad. That's not a bug. So the DME here, it won't show the DME distance off an ILS. It'll only show the DME distance off a VOR you have tuned. So when you tune an ILS frequency, the only DME you get is on the PFD. You won't get it here. That is how the real aircraft works there, buddy. Tim, I'm keeping up with ATC. Kids running around. I'm ready to tear my hair out. Oh no. Nightmare. Yeah, I guess it's difficult with all those kids running around to actually get a bit of time with yourself. Anytime, L. Smith. No problem. Oh. Lovely. Simplistic road blocks. Bye. Cheers, Lars. Lars, how's your flight going on in the Airbus? It's great to have you with me virtually. Let's do a fuel check and COSEB as well. So yeah, I was talking earlier, prior to pushback, I flew on...
When ready, descend to flight
level. It was this weekend. I flew this weekend on... Oh, Jack's just arrived, hello. I flew this weekend and I was pushing back off stand. During the pushback, we got a FMC scratchpad message, IRS motion. I had had it once before. Once we were trying to complete the alignment and the wind's like 45-50 knots outside, the aircraft was shaking, and we got IRS motion in the FMS there, and it just means the IRS takes a lot longer to align. Now
12 miles inbound, Subic, flight level 380.
We completed the alignment already prior to pushback, 20 minutes before we actually pushed back. Started to push back, we got this IRS motion again, and I was like, oh, obviously this was a different day. The other IRS motion I got was years ago. And we were pushing back, and I thought, oh, that's a bit unusual. Should be getting IRS motion line. So we completed the pushback and looked at the overhead panel, and we had the align light on the right IRS, which I think is this one here. And there's no QRH checklist for it. We looked it up in FCOM, and it just says, you know, just wait until the aircraft stops moving and try the alignment. We stopped the pushback, had to delay the engine start, and then we waited for a minute. The STS on the alignment was 1 minute, and we waited a minute, it was still not aligning. We tried a quick alignment, didn't work, and had to do a full realignment on the taxiway. Now I was very lucky because we were on the corner of the terminal. We weren't blocking anyone, so Tower were great. They just said, yeah, there's no one coming in there, so you can hold position if you need to complete your alignment there, and we did. So we just had to tell cabin crew, look, we have a navigational problem. I did a brief PA just saying, yeah, have a navigation issue, computer issue, just turn it off and on again. Just takes 10 minutes to reload. They don't know. They want to go, oh, the alignment of the IRS is taking time, but yeah, that was something different. Arct, yeah, Bloodline, Steel Series Arctis. I always say Arctis.
370 Lufthansa 2 Sierra Lima.
Lorenzo, how do you estimate landing weight to insert on the approach page? Great question. Progress page. You have here the fuel you expect to arrive with in Bergen to 4.4, and you have the fuel we have on board, 7.5 tons. So we're going to burn 3.1 tons before we land. So you go to that page and just subtract it from there. So our landing weight will be 60.4. 60.4. Oh, I've just realised my chat's not been updating, for goodness sake. I've missed loads of stuff here. I'm still on Tim's donation.
123.19.5.
Jack emojis. I'll get Jack on the cam in a second. Evan, what is your record true airspeed in real life? True airspeed? I don't know, probably about 500 knots, just short of MMO. But ground speed, we can tell I've nearly hit 600 knots. I have like 170 knot tailwinds. Decimal 79, and we're doing 600 knots. I took a picture of it and put it on Twitter about 2.5 years ago now. Lars, I'm surviving. He's in the Airbus. This is one of the mods. He's also a 737 pilot, a member of my channel. He says that he's flying the Airbus. I'm surviving. Dreading descent though. I'm in B2 always. I can't remember how to set this thing up for landing. If they told me to hold, I'm in trouble. Oh, Lars, just leave it and climb, and you'll land eventually. Unbelievable. Well, Jack's coming. Let me put Jack cam on for you, so you can see him, guys. Give me 2 seconds. No, you're not meant to go away. Come here. Come here. He's got camera shot. There we are. You want to come up here then? I've just got to move this cable out of the way because he's going to trip it all up. No, you're going to bash your head there, aren't you? Come on then. Up, up, up. Oh, he's stretching as well. He's going to pull the headphone cable out. Look here, look. What's this here? He's just trying to give me kisses. Look. Oh, yeah, that's me. Ah, yeah, he's got chinny rubs, look. Can you hear him going, arr? He loves getting his chin rubbed and he snaps his head back. Yeah, snap back. Yeah, snap your head back. Oh, yes, that's nice. Good boy. He loves getting his chin. Oh, he's looking at chat now. He's reading the chat. Can you see the emojis? Can you see the emojis?
Turning right heading 010 and climbing to flight level 380.
Good boy. He literally used to stay here all day. He's making all these noises like this, like, you know that noises dogs make when they love you? It's like... Good boy. Alright, that's my face. Good boy. Oh, yeah. He's got a big smile. Good boy.
Over to Bremen radar 123.9.
Hold on, I'm just going to pull the headphones out. Oh.
Bye bye, sir.
Yeah, you want to stay there now? He's just literally staying there. Oh, he's actually really trying to get on my lap now. Oh, there you go. Jack. Go get your monkey. Where's the monkey? Good boy. There you go. That was good on.
Contact Bremen,
good on Jack out there.
175 von der 2 Ciao, vielen Dank.
He's my best buddy. Thank you, Region Elite.
Hi Captain, do you have any advice on what to do after I finish college, as I am currently doing my levels studying aviation and want to become an airline pilot?
Thank you very much. It's RGN Elite or Region Elite. I know you've been here a while, I'm always watching, so thank you very much for your donation there. So, you're currently doing your A-levels, studying aviation and want to become an airline pilot, so it sounds like you're doing everything along the right. 121375, Alpaca 18, Bravo, good evening Thanks, sir. Bye-bye. Just checking with Copenhagen there, Mr. Elite. Copenhagen radar, very good evening. Alpaca 18 Bravo, maintaining flight level 360 COSEP.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, Copenhagen control, hello, identified.
So I'll turn that down slightly because that controls nice and loud.
325 Copenhagen control, hello, identified.
Excellent. I mean, there's so many different ways of doing it. Generally, I mean, my initial plan was to go modular, so I started gliding when I was 15, 16 years old, flew solo on my 16th birthday, started my PPL when I was 17. It was too much at the time because I was doing my A-levels, like you are, working part-time, learning to fly was too much, so I gave up flying until I finished my A-levels. And then when I finished my A-levels, I didn't go to college actually, I did like a year out, so I did a bit of travelling, went to Indonesia for a few weeks, had a family member out there, and went to go see friends whilst they were at uni, did my PPL some hour building, but if you can do maths or physics related courses, that would be great. I didn't. It just meant I had to work a little bit harder at ground school. The minimum level you need is GCSE science pass in maths and science. It's the bare minimal. I mean, I got a C in maths and double B in science. I didn't study anything to do with aviation at A-level. I studied history, English, law and geography. Just meant when I went to do my ATPL ground school, I didn't say I struggled. I had to do a lot more work than say some of my compatriots. They did a lot. Went to university and already had A-levels and those. There was a group of us who didn't. We had to work a lot harder, but we did enough. No regrets to the path I chose. But yeah, there we go. Lovely. How is your company dealing with 5G conflict concern for aircraft? It's a big deal in the US right now as they're about to activate it. I heard about this, Paul Miller. Someone actually sent me a link about this. Really, there's not been anything in the EASA or in Europe or the UK about it. The only thing is, when we fly autolands, we do ask that all passengers turn their electronic devices off. Even though it's not directly proven, we don't want any interference at all when we're completing an autoland. So 5G, I don't know. There's probably people far cleverer than I trying to work stuff out. I've got a stuck mic. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I had a stuck mic. I have the problem with this Boeing Yoke is I keep getting a stuck mic sometimes. I don't know what it is. It's the push to talk button. I don't know if it's sticking. Well, it is sticking, obviously, but it's not physically sticking on the control column. But sometimes on VATSIM, it's detecting that I'm holding it down, but the actual physical button isn't pushed down. It's a bit strange. So sorry about that, everyone on frequency. Just like we're talking about 5G. Thanks, Lars. Mods are keeping busy this evening. RGN Elite. I'm also doing my LAPL as well at the moment. Just about to go solo. It sounds like you've got everything sorted there, Elite. Things have changed a lot in the last 12 years since I started my flight training. But you know, if you have any questions, remember, just DM me in Discord or post in any of the relevant channels. Those guys who are in training, have completed their training, or thinking about starting commercial training. Mason Island, have you reached the 5,000 hour mark yet? So close, Mason Island, so close. I'm only flying about once every 4 or 5 flights a month at the moment. It's very quiet with winter. Right now, 4,963 hours and 48 minutes on the 7.3. Well, no, sorry, that's total time. Herbert, have you had a hot mic incident in your life? I unfortunately haven't, but it does happen. I have heard people have stuck mics. And it's now with CPDLC actually, it's a lot easier to communicate with ATC or to let you know that you have a stuck mic. But before, because you're blocking the frequency, it's difficult to know.
Scandinavian 121, welcome to...
Oh, it's Simone. It's an X-Pilot issue. Happens to me also. Yeah, because I've had it on the push to talk button on the keyboard once and it was stuck there. I need to have X-Pilot open really, just so I can keep an eye on it. But the great thing is, sort of, they can use the chat like CPLC to message you saying you've got a stuck bike. I just stopped working real life, irritating. Had one flight out to be examined for instrument rise. Thank goodness the next to the guild were able to sort it out quickly.
30,
yeah, thankfully not dealing.
20, 10.
Thank you very much, Ben, 1995 for your £10. Very generous, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for the amazing streams recently. Get you and the rest of your crew some treats when you're next flying. Hopefully see you streaming in the CL650 and Q400 again soon.
Thank you so much, Ben, 1995 for your generosity. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, buddy. That's very kind. Yeah, well, I'm next flying. I'm actually on standby. All this, my next block, I'm all on standby, so no flights planned. My next rostered flight is about just over a week away. I'll get some, well, our crew Haribo. That's what they usually get. I'll do that. Thinking of you, Ben, 1995. Thank you very much. Oh my god, there's just so many incredible aircraft on X-Plane at the moment to fly. I mean, I'll always revert to ZIBO and fly the 7-3 because it's the aircraft that this channel's built off. It's a 737. I can know more about it than anything else, but oh my goodness me, where do I even start? Feeless 747-200, I want to fly again. Flight Factor aircraft, I've not flown for ages. I've not flown any of the FlyJ sim aircraft, the jets for ages. Q400 is amazing. The Hot Start Challenger 650 is on another level. I mean, where do we start? I don't know, it's crazy. This weekend it's a members group flight, so that's what I've got planned next. I might do something on the other channel, gaming channel, for a bit of fun, either tomorrow or Thursday. Give me an idea, guys. Honestly, I can fly anything. I just love the Feeless. And the Feeless, I can use the quadrant for thrust levers with the Boeing quadrant. That'd be really cool. Everyone loves the 747. Yeah. Where do we even start? Oh, look at that Nightbot on cue. My second channel. So the plan is, guys, I'm actually going to start a new series on the gaming channel, a City Skylines series. So we're just going to build a kind of like a community city. Yeah, I'll build it, but on the direction of you can suggest names of streets, towns, probably get knocked down after a while. But they're about to release some cool DLC for City Skylines, like an airport expansion pack, so it'll be really cool to use that. Ellis, YouTube, sorry I'm new to this channel. Have you ever said your airline, or you're not allowed to say it, or wish to say? Completely normal question to ask, Ellis. And looks like a lot of the mods and other people are on it there, so exactly as Nightbot says, full permission to run the channel. I just wish to maintain my privacy in regards to myself and my operator. Thank you for respecting that. Actually, I got an email from Flight Factor. They want me to do a group flight. I need to get back to them next month. So I'll hopefully do that at some point. They might have some aircraft to give away as well, which would be really cool. I do like the 757. I've not flown the 767 though, Paul. Dante, exactly, that's what I was thinking. Listen to me, he's absolutely anonymous, so we're still not believing he's a real pilot. I've been fooling everyone for 5 years. Actually, I only just realised this, which is a great shame. I missed this. The channel passed its 5th anniversary, and I was actually streaming on the day, and I had no idea. It was on like the 10th, I think it's the 10th or 5th of January. It was the 5th anniversary of the channel. Even YouTube sent an email to say, congratulations on your 5th anniversary. We also passed another landmark, which I think was, we'd had 10 million video views, so my videos have been watched more than 10 million times. 10 million individual people watching it. Well, I don't think it's individual, I think it's just a total view count, which is pretty cool.
Thank you for
so that just happened to coincide with the 5-year anniversary of the channel.
Bye-bye.
Cool. Alright, just overhead, Copenhagen. They usually do a VATSIM event on Monday. I think it's Vectors Monday they call it. We've done plenty of flights into Copenhagen. There it is. I don't have the flight tamper scenery installed, but I should think that's it there.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much. Skittish Scottish, not sure. Thanks for the tenner. Very generous, sir.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm fairly new to your channel, but from what I've gathered, you're an absolutely superb streamer with a lovely community behind you. Keep up the great work, Caps Smile.
Thank you very much, Scott. It's very kind, and welcome to the channel. I've seen you here in the last 2 or 3 streams. I mean, I do try and keep an eye on regular viewers. A lot of the people I know very well through the channel and stuff. But no, I've seen you here, and thank you very much for your generosity. And I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate that. Thank you. Mark, would your liveries work with PMDG 737 for Microsoft Flight Simulator when it comes out? No, they will not be compatible. They're only compatible with the particular aircraft variant. We have liveries for pretty much every aircraft in X-Plane. There are actually some liveries for the PMDG 737 in Prepared or FSX, I think. But I don't use that sim anymore. But no doubt when PMDG eventually get around to releasing their 737, which should be, I'm guessing, soon, is I do keep a close eye on sort of like Flight Sim News. I have on the members Discord a Flight Sim News news feed, which keeps, you know, every time someone posts something, I think it's Threshold or the other Flight Sim News website, it posts it there, and I do read about the PMDG 737. I mean, it was meant to, I think when they initially said it was going to be released was, what, months ago. I think it was meant to be released last year. And then I think obviously Microsoft Flight Simulator, every time they push an update, it delays their aircraft as well. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how good it is. Will it surpass the ZIBO mod? Will things like pitch power be good? Will it have working VNAV, FMC? I'm sure it will. All the variant did.
Yes, it's
great to see. Without a doubt, guys, it'll be a day one purchase. Flies. Thank you, Edward Rudolph. Keep up with the good work. Alice, if I was told to hold, what would I do? How do you set that up in the ZIBO mod and level up? So, first thing you need to do is go to the FMS, go to the hold page, next hold, because if you'll have typically the hold associated with the missed approach there, and then you select the waypoint you need to hold at, which it only shows you waypoints on your active flight plan. If you're told to move to a new waypoint to hold, you simply type it. So let's imagine ADC said hold at Lagom. Bring that up there. Now by default it'll put in the inbound QDM and the turn, unless it's a published hold in the database. It should give you the correct inbound course, left and right turn. You then put the minute, the time or distance, and then execute, and then leave it in LNAV, and it should manage to hold for you. You can then control the speed. Wouldn't typically use VNAV in the hold, in descent especially, just use vertical speed, because you're holding quickly. The information's not accurate, so generally use VS in the hold. Alfie, what would make the PMDG better than ZIBO in your opinion? ZIBO is an ongoing project, and it is so, I wouldn't say, it's not perfect. There's always little things here and there going wrong, but it has to have everything. I mean, what does ZIBO not have? I mean, the systems are probably not quite as detailed as the PMDG, so they are all modelled. So things like fuel flow, oil use, hydraulic usage is modelled to a degree. We've done hydraulic failures in streams, and they all worked. So I think PMDG might surpass it in that area, but I don't know, with Microsoft Flight Simulator, they always talk about how it feels is great based off, you know, airflow and things like that. I mean, it is, it's not as good as X-Plane in that area. Blade element theory and how aircraft respond and feel. I mean, I've not flown an equivalent 737, so I can't fully test it, but I'm sure it'll be great. I mean, when I had the PMDG NGX, pitch power is great. FSX I used, but it's very static in FSX, so I found in FSX if you were to let go of the controls, trim it and let go of it, it will just hold the attitude indefinitely. It's just very static. Whereas X-Plane I switched to, because I was just blown away by how much it felt. But Microsoft Flight Simulator is continuously developing. PMDG, you know, they are known and always have made, you know, creme de la creme products. So we'll see when we get when they get hold of it. I'll give you an honest opinion. I like this, don't like this, and then hopefully, like the ZIBO mod, it'll have improvements over time as well. Simon, any tips on becoming an airline pilot without good enough grades? Example below, a C in maths. So yeah, Simon, you need to improve your maths there. I mean, I did get a C in maths, but prior to flight training, I studied maths hard. I mean, I did actually some. I didn't have private tuition, but I did some extracurricular courses at home to improve my maths knowledge prior to starting flight training. And by George, I was very grateful for that. Yeah, you'll want to get pass grades in your science and maths there, Simon, so at least to see. 1 of 180 is a bit loud, yeah, sorry about that, it's difficult to control, with everyone speaking different volumes as well. I try when I have someone talking a little louder to stop talking, so we're not talking over ATC all the time. Excellent. L. Smith, I only got into flight sims last 5 years. What was PMDG actually missing in FSX? It wasn't so much PMDG missing things, it was FSX was just missing itself. But I remember when I was recording tutorials in the PMDG, the VNAV system they use is a little bit different to my operators. There's different logic systems, so I was a bit unused to that. Holding didn't seem to always work as well in the original NGX, but I have not flown the PMDG NGX for 3 or 4 years, but in FSX it always caused crashes for me. I remember recording if you look at my 737 playlist, guys, I always have a separate playlist for all the 737 tutorials. When I did the engine failure tutorial in the NGX, it took me 5 or 6 days because every time I entered a hold, the sim crashed. I had to sort of work my way around it. It was a bit of a pain. Yeah, it's
Copenhagen
can't wait to
Control,
see
good
it.
evening, Aeroflot 7400 Heavy is with you, flight level 400.
Aeroflot 7400, Copenhagen Control, head identified.
Cool, almost halfway, guys. Now, there's Echo Kilo Alpha Hotel, I believe that is Arus. There we are. There's Bergen. It'd have been a beautiful approach during the day, to be fair, but I'm going to do some live. Well, we always do live weather, but we always like to do some live time flights as well.
Good evening, climbing flight level 190.
Jess, are you planning to update tutorials in the ZIBO X-Plane? Yes, some of them are outdated, especially the Microsoft Flight Simulator, sorry, the FSX PMDG one. So my early tutorials were, they're fine, but I was new to video editing, I was new to PCs, my execution, you can tell there's a better quality in my latest tutorials. They're still not perfect, far from it, but I'm far more confident when it comes to making videos now. Hey Swifty, how you doing well, buddy?
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Andy, thanks, man.
So, how are you enjoying the checklist?
Andy, I was crying. Just play it back and I forgot the lights test. And I wasn't expecting it as well. Like everyone in chat, there are people donating saying, don't forget to change pilot monitoring to Andy. And I was like, why? What have you guys done? As soon as it's the light test, oh, you're a real pilot. Unbelievable. Happy in tears. I was genuinely crying. I couldn't see. I couldn't see my monitor. Thanks, buddy. Unbelievable. My budget, I love all the stuff on X-Plane, but got Microsoft Flight Simulator free through Xbox PC Pass that I pay for my son. Yeah, absolutely. Are PMTG making the 737 compatible for my Xbox as well? I mean, that's their own choice, but I don't like this whole... I'm a big gamer, guys. I've been playing Xbox for 15 years, but how do you fly aircraft like that, or have the interaction with the switches and cockpits? I don't understand it in Xbox. Like, genuinely don't know. I don't have it for... I've only got an Xbox One X. I don't have the new one, which runs Microsoft Flight Simulator. Not that I use my PC, so... But I know they release their DC6 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, then they had to pull it straight out the store again because it just didn't work, did it? Or something. Dini, have you talked about no times in the US due to 5G that prohibits use of HUDs? Yeah, saying about that. I have read about that. Nothing in Europe that I know of anyway. Yeah, there seems to be a real concern over 5G and aviation. Telekinesis system. You essentially move a mouse cursor around with the thumbstick. Oh, I don't like that. I mean, it's a personal thing. Some people might love to move a cursor with the thumbstick and interact with the switches, but with the views and everything, ooh, that'd get a bit awkward to me. Sinus empty. Can you talk about A-cars? Well, I don't know much about it because at my operator we don't have A-cars installed. It's actually a way of communicating with your company. You can communicate with ATC for it, but we use CPDLC these days. It uses, is it HF? Someone will be able to correct me. It's a way of communicating with your company, primarily en route. We've not done a single fuel check. Approaching Lagom there. But remember, we took quite a lot of extra fuel. We have an aircraft just below us, 4,000 feet below. In reality, it wouldn't actually come up on the ND if it was that far below. I think I could just about see him. There he is, look. There's, we'll zoom back here, so there's the MCP. If I zoom in, look. There is that traffic 4,000 feet below. Cool. Mega. Have we got ATC for the rest of this sector, I wonder? The weather should be okay at Bergen. It was a little bit windy, but down the runway. Nice little alpaca conga line going from Berlin to Bergen. Yeah, you can see we're in a nice little group there. So it's very busy there. Doesn't look like any aircraft are holding for now. Yeah, we've got ATC for the entire sector, guys. That's super cool. No Phoenix Sim and TFDI airplanes. There's only like 5% dependent on Microsoft Flight Simulator. All their systems and flight model is handled outside the sim. I think PMDG does the same. Yeah, I think it's a bit limiting, isn't it? Microsoft Flight Simulator. One of the great things about X-Plane 12, they're actually increasing what a developer can do with their flight model and aircraft. For example, I've mentioned it before. Things like the thrust curve at the moment for engines, so it's quite linear. So basically, a jet engine like the 737 CFM, same with other turbofan aircraft, from ground idle 20% to 40%, the thrust response is extremely slow in the real aircraft, but from say 40 to full power, it's very quick. It's quite limiting what developers can do at the moment. So ZIBO Mod has gone for a sort of single speed, or adjust it as much as he could. So the thrust response of 20 to 40 is too quick, but from flight, it's much better. Now, I was having a bit of I would say a debate, but on my last Indie Builds stream, I had a particular commenter commenting on all my Indie Builds videos, really berating Indie Builds, you know, saying how much is wrong with it. I said, well, if you've got issues with it, don't write them on my comment section, you know, propose them to Indie Builds. But if you actually look at what he was sort of complaining about, which is the thrust responsiveness, it is a little slower, I think, than it should be. But actually, the Indie Builds have said in their Discord about how you know, they've sort of got a speed which is good for all around the thrust regime, and it's really the auto throttle responsiveness that's a little bit too slow. But yeah, if you actually look at the engine speed acceleration on the ground, it is set V1. I think it's set, sorry, target N1 at about 60-70 knots, but that's as per the real aircraft according to the team there. And that is, yeah, anyway, going back to what we're talking about, that is primarily due to limitations in the thrust N1 curve in X-Plane 11. The good news with X-Plane 12 is there's a lot more flexibility involved with engines, so I think they're now allowing N to N1 relationship a little bit better. The ZIBO mod actually has a custom thrust curve, I think, that's been made by Twerkster. But yeah, it's in flight, the response is pretty close. Oak Explain was on sale on Steam over Christmas, so I should have got it then. I think everything's on sale around Christmas, Mark. Every video game, everything on Steam is. Yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator was as well. Simon says, 619, I thought about doing a dual copy of V1 simulations. Oh my goodness, I've been talking to V1 for well over a year. We occasionally chat to each other, and we keep saying this. One of the difficulties is the time difference. I think he's working a lot more than I am in the summer. I'm obviously flat out with work, and it's just finding a time where we're both free, trying to plan what we can do as well. Same with 320 Sim Pilot as well. I've spoken to him about doing a car, but it's just getting down to actually organising it. It's not easy. So I'll never say never. Hopefully we'll get something done. Listerman, yeah, exactly, Listerman. That's pretty much it. From slow as a real one. Yeah, in the real aircraft, we're often overriding the auto throttle, especially on final approach where it's quite bumpy and it's not reacting quick enough. Thank you very much, Disabled with Style, for your membership. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Glad you enjoyed the content. You get invited to our members only Discord. Hope you enjoy using the custom modes in chat. Have a great afternoon. We look forward to seeing you there, buddy. Ragbus, like which version of the ZIBO mod to get the yellow colour on the autopilot displays? Ah, you're referring to the Honeywell MCP. Best thing to do, Ragbus, is to update to the latest version, which is the one I'm using today, and you'll have the option in the iPad here to select either the Honeywell MCP or the Collins, which is under configuration, display variants, systems, MCP panel. So you can see, look, Honeywell. If I just flick it over to Collins, so you can see, whoop, there we are, there's the Collins, and you can go back to the Honeywell. The ZIBO mod essentially has every customisable option available. Is it the real 737 now?
Then correction looks on the 6th November, it was Armada 517.
Mark, when are you going to start 3D printing a Hope 737 cockpit? I was watching someone making the MCDU the other day.
Copenhagen, Scandinavia 255, regards to leave
called in the
for about 5 minutes.
FMC, Mark. What's an MCDU? Is that the Airbus term for it?
Scandinavia 335 and report deck.
Let's go, 335.
So when we get handed over to Norwegian radar, we'll have a quick 5-minute break. Getting set up, I think, Lagham's the FIR boundary.
118.87 file up, I see my exercise, thanks for flight.
Command control, good evening, EV Charlie, please, climb one final,
for an hour now.
Easy 73 Charlie, command control, hello, identified.
So actually AMSEV's the FIR boundary with Polaris. So actually what we do, I never do it in the stream actually. My operator, we actually put FIR boundaries on the fixed page, and that just increases situation awareness. You can expect a radio change at that point. MCD use Airbus, yes, FMC. Opposite Fox, do you play Infinite Flight Sim or Real Flight Simulator on Android? I don't, Opposite Fox, that's not sort of my thing. Great fun, you know, for games for people to use and stuff, but we stick to the proper sims on this channel. Not saying that those sims are probably not proper, but they're a little bit perhaps more arcadey. Listen, how do we update the ZIBO now? I haven't done it in a while, and G-Drive is closed. Good question. I actually update it directly through ZIBO. Very fortunate too. So I think there's some sort of link. I think it'll be on the forum page how to do it. Skyvine, how is FMC speed set? Does it just look at the cost index and decide based on that? I can't see where you set it on the autopilot though. So yeah, the FMC speeds, which is what the autothrottle is commanding at the moment, is calculated primarily for your cost index. Also, a big input on your speed is your headwind and tailwind component. If you have a stronger headwind component, it'll fly a higher speed. A tailwind component, it'll fly a lower speed. In descent, though, it's always fixed based off your cost index, so whatever cost index you have is a fixed speed in descent on conversion. You can control your speed manually, though, if via ATC, for example, wanted you to speed up or slow down. There's several ways. You can open the speed window, speed into vent. It still says FMC speed. Should I say MCP speed? I'm trying to think now. I think that should say MCP speed. Anyway, you can do that, or you can push out hold, which will open the speed window that way, and then you'll get MCP speed. So there's several different ways of manipulating it.
118.875. Goodbye.
MCDU is pronounced the box here in the US. Love it, Anthony. MCDU equals CDU as a data input and display unit for the FMC, or FMS if you're an Airbus. I would just call the whole thing the FMS, or FMC. Abby, question about ZIBO. How do you save the options in the Honeywell MCP? Every time I load the aircraft, it resets the default. So what you want to do is make sure you go to Save Load. I always press Quick Save All Configs, Abby. Pressing that, it'll save configuration, all your settings exactly as they are. You can then load different presets, but I just use Quick Save on all, and it then saves it exactly how you have it set.
6 Mike November, approve report back. Roger, reporting back to 6 Mike November, thank you.
There's no point going outside, guys, because it's pitch black. Ah, there's the moon. Directly behind us, look at that. That makes you want to play Kerbal Space Program. Turn the dome light on, will it actually illuminate the cockpit?
123.925, thank you. UPS 203, contact Bremen, radar 123.925.
Oh, I think it has a little bit. Yeah, it did a little bit, but not quite right. I can't say anything now. It's pretty realistic. That's what it looked like at night anyway. That's really cool. Actually quite a nice shot.
118.875, catch road 50, take over there, bye bye.
Scandinavian 655, short question. Can we get direct box move? Scandinavian 655.
JMOM offset's working in ZIBO? I don't know, I haven't tried it. At my operator, we very rarely fly offsets. If there's weather avoidance, we just request a heading. Navigator, do you prefer flying in the night or day? Prefer the day, but really doesn't make much difference to me. A lot of night flying at the moment. Beautiful. That's such a cool shot. Alfie Doug shift space that. Well, I use Windows print screen, it's a little bit clearer for my screenshots. You can just see the contrail as well. When you've got a full moon like that, where it's obviously quite low in the sky.
118 Marvel, contact full lies, 118.875.
118.875, I'm 18 Bravo, bye.
Bye.
Over to Polaris.
5 days, Gary back, right?
Polaris radar, good evening. Sky Control 23, Tango Lima, about to clear flight level 220.
Oh, they began holding in Bergen now, smashing flying.
50, 40, 30.
Thank you very much, Adam. Flight Simmer for the £5, very kind of you. Oh, I didn't see you say anything, Adam, Flight Simmer, sorry, bud.
Tried to say hello a few times but got ignored. Was flying with you guys disguised as a North shuttle but ex-pilot died, so now I'm all alone into Bergen.
Oh dear, you're not Flight Simmer. Thank you very much for the £5 donation, very kind of you, sir. I'm sorry, I certainly wasn't intending to ignore you. I'm pretty much able to read in the cruise most people's comments there, but I'm scrolling up and I can't see anything you said, so I don't know if it was ages ago, but sorry, I missed whatever you said there. I'm sorry to hear you had problems with X-Pilot as well, and you're no longer flying with us to Bergen, and you're now on a solo mission. But thank you very much for your contribution, really appreciate it, buddy. Don't feel you have to donate ever to see your points. I do try my hardest, guys, to always read all comments. Polaris, good evening. Alpaca 18 Bravo, maintaining flight level 360 to Tukmu.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, Polaris, good evening, and roger. Break Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray contact Polaris on 120.65.
Polaris 120.65, Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray sharp.
Cool.
Getting to the when ready descent.
So I'm just going to go have a quick 3 or 4 minute break, guys. Just asking to see if I can come back in 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll go from there.
759er, we have deep left transition, clear left, runway 19er, left, report established.
Uh-oh, holding.
Focusing the transition again, we are clear left, 1 left, 749er, deep left transition. Clear transition,
Polaris, Alpaca 18 Bravo. It's right, we just step out for 3 or 4 minutes and I'll call you back.
3 Bravo, 18 Bravo, call me, thank you.
Thank you. Alright, awesome stuff, guys. I'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. Just nip to the toilet, and I'll be back shortly. See you in a bit. Thanks that guys, all back. Better tell the controller we're back as well.
Push and start, stand 17. 05 whiskey, push and start approved. QNH is 1024. Push and start approved, QNH 1024, leader 5 risk. Eyes down.
And Polaris, Alpaca 18 Bravo is back, thanks for that.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, roger. Contact Polaris control now on 120.65, and just a heads up, you can expect holding over bottom.
120.65 Alpaca 18 Bravo, and that's copied. We thought as much. Thank you very much. Excellent. Holding up bad up, I think he said. Bad up at 360. That's miles away. Oh no. Let's see what's going on here then. Right.
477, descent for level 180, exit hold, clear direct Octus.
Okay, he's left the hold.
Lufthansa 477 descending saddle 180 and direct, say again please, for Lufthansa 477.
Lufthansa 477, direct Octus, Oscar Kilo, Tango, Oscar Sierra.
Lufthansa 477, direct Octus and descending flight level 180.
Polaris, very good evening. Alpaca 18 Bravo, maintaining flight level 360 to Badab. Oh, my mic's not stuck down.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, Polaris low. Clear Badab to November arrival, enter Octus hold as published.
Badab to November, enter the hold at Octus as published, Alpaca 18 Bravo. Okay. So we're going to enter the holds.
Enter hold as Octus as published.
So let's get the airport code for Bergen. What is Bergen? Oh, my work iPad. The battery's died. I have no chart. What's the code? I can't remember the code for Bergen. I've never been here. Yeah, well, that's my ENBR.
Bucket 2. Yeah, you're descending now, thank you.
Thanks, guys. I knew you were coming by rescue. So arrival at Badab to November. It will be eventually ILS Whiskey, because it's the only ILS on there.
Approach 110 Charlie.
ILS Whiskey for 17, and we were told to hold the publish hold at Octos. So Octos, 90 above, and it's 354 right hand turns. So hold, next hold, Octus, and it's 354 right hand turn, so make sure you type that in, otherwise you have to hold in the opposite direction. Oh no, it's there, I was looking at the quadrant. So yeah, it's already published in there, 354 right, and it reckons we can hold there for 58 minutes. Remember, that's a little bit more, in the mod it's based off your current fuel burn, which isn't quite as accurate, because when you reduce thrust, that time increases exponentially, but we'll execute that for now, and I just want to see at what height we'll be at Octos, so just temporarily deleting that, which is quite high, look. So yeah, what we'll do, if we're being told to hold, just start reducing speed slightly, just saves a bit of fuel. You know, instead of holding at a lower altitude, burning more fuel, instead of holding, we can delay the amount of time we spend on hold by slowing down. Usually ATC would tell you to slow down, so we'll just bring it back to 7. Start setting up the approach now.
I got a contact from
yeah, VATSIM events these days, if we join them on small airports like this, it's more often than not we hold. I think it would have been busy anyway.
118 is 87, do we know something about it?
Arrival start.
Just stand by a second.
Airport's parking stands. Now we've got all the charts open, let's start setting up the FMC. So let's go to charts, operational flight plan. Descent page 250.
Lufthansa 4, Papa X-ray, you can contact Polaris 11887.
Then we'll contact Polaris 11887.
Yeah, radio sorted, guys.
X-ray, thank you for the service. Rain, nice evening. See you next time, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
His life story. 250 below 100. 10. 200s, 100s. 239 at 63.
477 negative, continue at your
200, 250 at 52. 100, 239 at 39. Executes, let's grab the weather for Bergen. So we want requests, weather, and send. Oh, just saw it. Descend flight level 330, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So a bit of an early descent, so we're just going to go 330 to a cruise descent by pushing out to the vents. Did I get the... Oh, I just have to send it again. Ben, you're on standing Bergen, amazing ATC throughout. Yeah, you left nice and early. Superb. There we are. 190 at 20, so runway 17, quite windy, but pretty much down the runway. 10k, few clouds, 5 degrees. QNH is 1020. Remark, winds at 1200 feet. 160 at 23. It's a little bit of shift in wind direction than the last 1000 feet. Just be wary about.
50,
QNH 1020, which are
30,
set
20.
Now,
10.
Thank you very much, San, for your donation.
Hey, love the content. Was wondering if you had tutorials in the 737 for things like reading OFPs and how to not suck at landings long. Keep it up. Thumbs up.
Appreciate it, San. Thank you very much for the $5. Practice makes perfect, buddy. So key thing with my content, if you want to learn a particular thing with how YouTube works, if you just literally type in the YouTube search bar, flight deck to sim, landing tutorial, flight deck to sim, flight plan tutorial. I've covered most of the basics, guys. I've got about 50-60 tutorials. Flight deck to sim, non-precision approach, flight deck to sim, auto land. Also, if you go to my home page, there's things to show you. Let me just show you guys. So I have a lot of people even email me asking, "Oh, have you made a tutorial on this? Have you made a tutorial on that?" So let me just bring us. Oh, I'm just playing my stream twice there. There we go. Let's come up here. So if I just share my screen for a second. Let's not come up. There we go. So here's my YouTube homepage. I have a whole playlist section. Look, 737 tutorials by a real 737 captain, and then you got approach tutorials, supplementary procedures, non-normal situations, normal procedures, virtual type rating. I need to add more videos to his takeoff tutorials and full flight tutorials. And that covers pretty much everything I've covered on the channel, and I'll add to that with more tutorials in the future. So that's the best way to do it. Thanks, Sam, for your donation. Anyway, I need to set up and finish this briefing. Excellent. So we've done the winds. Let's have a look at the arrival. So already inbound to Badab. No restriction. Octos, we're entering the hold. 90 above. Checks in the FMC. We're going to be much higher than that. Dibma, Legta.
Alpaca 18 Bravo. Cancel hold. Continue on the Badab 2 November arrival.
Hold is cancelled. Continue on the Badab 2 November. Alpaca 18 Bravo. Excellent. So if your hold is cancelled at this stage, best thing is go to delete, line select key the whole. Oh no, that's the restrictions one we signed up. Pro, and then bring up the dipper to the top, execute, and there we are. Hold's removed, and we're back on the arrival there. So we can update our cruise level now as well.
Turn left heading 170.
And I've been closed the speed window as well. Brilliant. Now works as per the real aircraft. Carrying on our briefing though, Legta, Lusap. We then have Bravo Romeo 614. Cleared on the Balam 2 November, descent flight level 180, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So we cleared on the arrival, we could just set 180. And then at top of descent, the aircraft will automatically initiate its descent for us. 64, 220 knots below, between 8 and 6,000, which checks. Lutiv is the same restriction, checks in the FMC. And there's lots of RNAV points, 623, 622, 621, 620. Then to Gilver, which is the clearance limit, 4,000 feet or above at Gilver. So we actually better put that in, looks it's 3980. There we are. And then from Gilver, it's another little turn. Left and then, sorry, right then left, but we'll get vectors at some point. So you can see it looks a little bit funny on the arrival, but that's just the way it is. So you can see that there's that point we saw, Gilver 3,000 feet or above. Sorry, Bablu says 3,000 to 2,400, but I can't actually see that point there. Bablu 3,000, so what I'm going to do is change that to 200 or below, 3,000 feet or above. Just help VNAV do a bit more of a CDA. And then Bablu, and then the extended sense line, Foxtrot, 17 Whiskey, that's a 7.1 DME, that's the FF17 Whiskey point there. So the routing's all in the FMC. Just need to tune the frequency, so ILS is 1099. Oh, how convenient from my test sector on standby. We can then put the Bergen VOR or the Friesland 1555 on standby.
Norseman 6 Tango Charlie, turn left heading 050.
Course is 170.
Travel to
170. Height check, we know about 2,400 for the final approach fix. Minimums. Cat 1 ILS today, 370 feet, 204. Just like the real aircraft, a lot of people say, oh, it's not reset to 200, but that's not how the real aircraft works. It always remembers what you had set before, which was the MFRA we had set for departure. 370 is set. So frequencies, courses, minimums, RVR required 550 metres with all the lights. MSA highs to the northeast, 5,500, so call it 6,000 to the east, 3,300 feet to the west over the North Sea. And all in, we want to get vectors, otherwise 3 degree ILS our missed approach. Climb 170, passing 2,000 feet. 170, that's a 2,000 feet conditional waypoint. Intercept, proceed on radial 170 from Foxtrot Lima Sierra, which is basically a straight line, until 15.6 DME, and then enter a hold at that point. So holding at 170 Papa, 15.6 DME, there's 15.6. So FMC's all loaded with the missed approach. Be brief our actions. Now, at top of descent, ladies and gentlemen, there is the point it goes. VNAV should catch up with that in a second. And I'll actually match my thrust levers now. What else? Actions if I have to go around, or push Togo once, go around flat 15, set ground thrust, positive rate of climb, raise the landing gear, 400 feet, we can select LNAV, tune the radio to missed approach, and retract the flaps schedule climb to, was it 3,000? 3,000 feet. Excellent. Runway 17, 2,990 metres, the land distance available will be shorter than that, it is a displaced threshold. Where do you get that on a JEPI chart? We don't use Jefferson on my operators, so it's airport info. Sorry, 17 landing distance beyond the threshold, glide time, so actually threshold's 2,500, so it's a little bit shorter. Let's have a look at the performance. Thanks for subscribing, sir. So, landing performance, Bergen runway 17, 2.5% missed approach climb gradient, runway is dry. Surface wind. Let's get the latest meta off my phone, guys, that's the one it uses in the sim. 170 at 20. So we'll have a VREF increment. We won't be flying VREF plus 5, so look, it's a 20 knot headwind. We'll actually be flying VREF plus 10 on final. Temperature is 5 degrees. QNH is 1020. Try flat 30. Just get our landing weight. Loads of gas. We're landing with 5 tons, and we're going to burn 400. Landing weight's going to be 60.9. So this is where you have pilot monitoring, who's currently pilot flying, checking everything. At the moment, I can't really fly the aeroplane as I'm doing all this, so you have to keep checking everything. But look at that, we're on our VNAV profile, idle thrust, holding the speed. There is not a finer aircraft that can hold speed with a VNAV idle path descent than the ZIBO mod. It is the GOAT of it's the GOAT VNAV of any aircraft. Right, flat 30, order brake 3 seems to be sufficient. Order brake 2 wants all the runway. Let's have a look here at the airport charts. So order brake 3 should do us for Alpha 6, if not Alpha 7. Vacate to the left on stand.
Madness 6 Tango Charlie cleared. Bad up to November arrival.
Flat 30, order brake 3. There we are. And all the checks are all complete. We just need to do the interactive descent checklist, which we'll do shortly. Someone's just got around at Bergen sequencing is looking perfect though. The Norwegians are pretty hot when it comes to ATC. Tour line, I'm just back for descent to is it Friesland? Is it that's how it's pronounced? Sorry for my Norwegian.
50, 40, 30,
121 decimal
20,
0 back on 18 Bravo.
10.
I think that was the right frequency. Thank you. That's very kind to Sable Star.
Thought I'd get that long overdue membership sorted, and add a little extra, as we approach my home country.
Beautiful.
Just to say thank you. I appreciate your community, Captain. Keep it up.
Well, thank you very much for 100 Norwegian kroner. That's very generous, not only becoming a member and donating as well. Really appreciate that, buddy. Any problems getting into Discord, contact me via email. It's pretty easy. Just sync up. If you get stuck, follow the instructions on Google, type in Discord, YouTube synchronization, follow those steps, and they should get you in. And look forward to seeing you there. And feel free to DM me at any time as part of a member, as one of the perks as well. And use all of the channels. I've got a great bunch of guys there. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Right, better contact arrivals and let them know we're inbound. And oh, my work iPad's broken. I have to. Well, the batteries are dead, so you don't want to have it work. But we have USB chargers, thankfully. It's
Alpaca 467, contact director, calls only, frequency 118.
The E is pronounced as in excellent, so Flesland. Oh, I'd say radar. Approach very good evening, Alpaca 18 Bravo, descending flight level 180 on the Badab 2 November, inbound to Legta.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, hello, in for Zulu current, descend flight level 100, speed 250 knots.
Descend flight level 100, reduce speed to 250 knots, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So, 100 checked, we'll update VNAV to tell it we're flying now 250, that'll build a new profile, which will be shallower, but it'll put us high. So there we are, 900 feet on profile, so what I'm going to do is we're going to switch to level change, bring the speed back to 250 knots, and extend the speed brake, and that will help us slow down and go down at the same time. And we'll keep the speed brake out until we're back at 250 and on profile. We'll re-engage VNAV, and then we'll continue on our VNAV profile. There we are, so speed brake extended.
Sky travel to 3 Tango Lima, speed 220 knots.
Is the work iPad broken from the desk fall earlier? No, it wasn't, John. That was at my iPad on my control column. We actually have a checklist and contingency procedures if the iPads do fail.
Since 7,000, schedule 3 Tango Lima.
Sky travel to 3 Tango Lima, QNH1020.
Fleshland would be kind of cool if the sound got traded for the same sound as. I need to hear you say it, Lars. It's really one of the things explained at night. It's very hard to tell if you're in cloud or not. In reality, we can actually just pop the lights on and you just know straight away if you're in cloud, or you see in your peripheral vision the strobe lights flashing in the cloud as well, so you know when you're in there. I mean, no, we're not quite in cloud, are we? No, we're clear. Well, that moon's very useful to see. The moonlight above the aircraft, but no, we're at VMC. So here comes the VNAV profile coming back online. There we are. Go back to Yoke camp for this though.
Lufthansa 477, contact director,
stay to speed brake.
Flight 5, calls only.
Back to VNAV. Looking good.
Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima, turn right heading 050.
Right 050, Sky Road to Tango Lima.
Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray, can we reduce our speed?
Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray, speed 220
high
knots.
Speed 220 knots, thanks.
There we are, it's back on profile VNAV. Looking good. Simple takeoffs, caps 0 to 10. How much are you? Not sure that word there. Anticipating? Looking forward to it? Not sure simple takeoffs there, buddy. Could be a little communication thing. View is a little obscure. What's that pack?
Can I run to Charlie Mike? Hello.
Should be okay. Oh, I didn't put my fix rings in. Already started descending, so I'll just put a 10-4 mile ring in. It's just to help situation awareness of where we are in relation to the airport. There we are. Because obviously we're getting extended downwind quite a way today. Well, I think we're in a little bit of cloud here.
Windmill 5 Delta Alpha, speed 220 knots.
Because it's dark. Ah, well, yes, it is night time.
Approacher, maintain 220 knots.
This is pretty accurate though. You're at night and time, so you can't see much out the window.
Speed 20 knots, can I have 165?
Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima, turn right, correction left heading 300.
Left 300, Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima.
Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima, descent 6000.
Busy.
10-6000, Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima.
David Smith does a speed break.
Alpaca 188, speed 220 knots, descent 6000, QNH 102.
If he said 188, he meant 18 Bravo.
Alpaca 18 Bravo it is, sorry. Descent 6000, QNH 1020, speed 220 knots.
Descent 6000 feet, QNH 1020, speed 220 knots, Alpaca 18 Bravo. There we are, 6000, I wasn't sure if there was an Alpaca 188. 6,000 feet, QNH 1020, and he was 220 knots, so level change. Passing 13,300, 6,000 feet, and standby altimeter.
Scale 4165, climbed 400 feet, or check that with standard QNH, no correction, local QNH 1020, set you indicating to 400 feet,
there.
Too low.
There we are, so just a little bit above profile again, so we'll use a speed brake. Question, David, speed brake needs to be slow push pull, yeah, very slow. If you stow the speed brake too fast, it's quite uncomfortable because the aircraft will accelerate quite quickly if descending as well, and you can actually, if you've got 320 knots speed brake and you stow it quickly, the pit won't pitch up quick enough to allow for that acceleration. Because
Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray, contact Director 118.85, call 7 there.
Get rid of all that drag all of a sudden, the aircraft accelerates quickly, so nice and smooth on the speed brake. So I've got it extended at the moment as well.
Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima, turn
but only up to flight D10's in flight, no further.
Sorry, right 340.
Sorry, we need to run the descent checklist, you're right.
Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima, turn right 340.
Right 350, Sky
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
So we need to check that manually. That's land out 150 set. We'll take the engine anti-ice off as well.
Set.
Set.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Approach briefing if you.
So I'm happy that we discussed that.
Discuss.
IAS and altitude box.
Oh yeah, I need to do that manually.
Scanner 14165, fly heading 350.
Descent checklist completed.
Excellent. So next is the approach checklist. Slowly stowing the speed brake again. There we are. And holding on the approach checklist. Beautiful. So on profile still. We've got to be below 8,000 feet at 624, which we should be. VNAV should be allowing for that. Great arrival actually. This is sort of like a point merge RNAV arrival. So instead of holding us, they could just peel us off the arrival once they've got spacing, or just keep us on it.
Scan 292, hello, climb flight level 3170.
Jamin, have you bound a key to advance the manual checklist step? Yes, on the Thrustmaster quadrant, I use one of the buttons. Very easy setup. It's actually Shorty's made some really good documentation to explain all the things you need to do. There we are, passing 10,000 for 6,000 feet. Let's do the post-cruise check. So fuel, we've got 4 pumps on, and amount just over 5 tons. Loads of gas. Lights coming on, logos on, APU, sorry, no, APU, angle of banks, 25 degrees. Pressurization is set. Verify seatbelt signs on.
Scan 4165, turn right, right turn heading 150.
That's the post-cruise check.
Right 150, Canadian 4165.
Simple takeoff, I think you've been answered already. Decision height MDA, so DH, operator using Cat 2, Cat 3, everything else baromins. For Cat 1, non-position approaches, RNAV approaches, circling approaches, based off barometric altitude. So you have the correct QNH set, and when you reach that altitude, that's your minimums. Beautiful. So once we get onto sort of position for base leg, I'll disconnect all the automation and tell the flight directors to turn on Yoke cam, and we'll get ourselves all sorted on final.
Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima, left heading to 60 now, contact director, code only, 118, that's 185.
Very busy. ATC's been absolutely superb all evening.
Contact us and have a call sign on the Sky on the 118.87. 850, sorry, Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima, bye bye.
Bin 5 Delta Alpha, turn left heading 040, left turn.
So on nav arrival, just need to monitor the progress. Kiel, can you RML nav when established on the localizer? Well, if you're... oh, that's actually cool, I've got you.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, fly heading 350.
Radar heading 350 degrees, Alpaca 18 Bravo. Great question actually, Kiel. So on modern 737s, or the NGs, they actually come with an LNAV ARM feature. So LNAV actually automatically arms. On older generations you can't, so when you go around the roll mode is blanked and you just have to manually select a roll mode at 400 feet. But on newer ones LNAV arms some missed approaches, and then that engages at 400 feet automatically. But yeah, it's I think you can enable that in the ZIBO mod as well, but I sort of have mine as it's an older one. Now, just notice the profile. It's just gone from being on profile to 4,000 feet below. That is sus, in the words of many members of the younger ones.
Scanning 4165, turn right heading 190.
John Nightbot's been touted for knighthood in the next one as the self-system meta.
Doesn't it go?
Shit. Yeah, not sure what happened with VNAV there. We'll leave it level change, that's fine. Nice and clean, this aeroplane, it's perfect, about 1,000 feet per minute.
Contact Polaris 120, decimal 65, bye bye.
Polaris 12065, thank you, bye bye.
Captain down with the kids.
Marshman 6 Tango Charlie, descent flight level 100.
100, that's fine.
K-Sus is actually an airport. In America.
In 5 Delta Alpha, turn left heading 350.
Left heading 350, windmill 5 Delta Alpha.
Beautiful.
Scandinavian 4165, turn right
So
heading
now level at
6,000.
6,000. No longer on the arrival.
Right
So
280,
just start a sort of delayed vector of ATC. Turn this relaxing music off in the background now. And listen to the audio a little bit more in the sim. There we go. So delayed vectors, I'll just update it to what we got there, 628. 628? 620. Execute.
Scandinavian 2 Charlie Mark, stop descent, flight level 80.
Oh, to be fair with ZIBO mod, maybe it was a restriction that was keeping us low on profile and then it's just updated.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, turn right heading 180.
Just confirm that's a right turn heading 180 degrees, Alpaca 18 Bravo.
Hey, firm.
So, right, so when it's a bit of an unusual request like that, usually confirm it because it's a bit of a strange one. So right turn, it's now heading in the opposite direction of the arrival, but it's ATC's job to manage all that.
118.80, call for line only, can you move on 65?
118.85.
118.85, can you move on?
Okay, sus. Unbelievable. Just Angel, hey Caps, is a view for the cockpit at night really pitch black in real life, or is that in X-Plane 11? It is just like that in real life. Well, you wouldn't actually see that at all. If there was no moon, or and you're not in cloud, because if you're in cloud, it's actually the lights will illuminate the clouds. It's quite bright, but that at the middle of the night is pretty spot on. I think there's a little bit of cloud below us as well.
Windmill 5 Delta Alpha, left turn again, heading 200. Left heading 200, windmill 5 Delta Alpha.
There's that moon look in between the two cloud layers. Yeah, this lighting at night is pretty spot on. It's very good. So this is sort of like a hold, really. ATC's just putting us, positioning us, just making a gap, making some space. Again, if we have a look ourselves, you can see, look, I think, oh, I see, he's giving his Scandinavian friends a little bit of an advantage. Typical, same as Spanish. They always push him in front of us. I'm only joking. Oh, unbelievable. And the thing is, these people putting the metal coats in, they're all the adults in the channel. They're all the proper guys, not the young little rascals.
Let's go, Tobin.
Right, let's update.
Let's go, Tobin 5 Delta Alpha, contact director, course only, 118.85. Windmill 5 Delta Alpha, contact director, 118.85, calls only.
I think that was for me, wasn't it?
1885, only the call sign. Thank you, sir, good night. Windmill 5 Delta Alpha. Northbound 6 Tango Charlie, descend 6000, QNH 1019.
I'm dinner. It's not too bad though. We're not actually entered a hold. I thought it'd be in a hold for 20 minutes or so. He's just slotting us behind his Scandinavian friends.
You are still on approach. Director is 118.85.
Bert fella. Which seat is in Julia tonight?
Windmill, question. Alpaca 18 Bravo, QNH 1019.
QNH 1019, Alpaca 18 Bravo. God, prioritise. Showing everyone a cardboard cutout of Julia Roberts or setting the new QNH.
Turn left heading, correction right heading 150.
1019 is set. Pop Cornelius, have you flown to Norway in real life? If so, how was it? I have. It's great. It's been a long...
19 Bravo, turn right heading 280.
Right heading 280, Alpaca 18 Bravo. There we are, sort of heading in the right direction. We are heading in the right direction. Yeah, so, just to put some context here, there is a reason there's a cardboard cutout of Julia Roberts. I didn't get it. It was a friend, a bit smitten with Julia Roberts. And I've got a cardboard cutout of her. That's all.
Make that right heading 180 now.
IMC again.
Contact director, call sign only, 118.85, bye-bye.
118.85, call sign only, Alpaca 18 Bravo, bye. Engine NTIs is on, and director is now active. Director, good evening, Alpaca 18 Bravo. He's very quiet, very, very quiet.
Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray, turn right, heading 140, cleared ILS 1 May 17.
10 right heading 140, cleared ILS 17.
What are you guys doing tonight, Bot? Unbelievable.
Turn left heading 070.
Bot.
Left 070 is catch road to Tango limit.
So we'll go with the ILS chart now, because we're on vectors now.
Lufthansa 477 119.1, free speed.
16024.
160 onto 4, Lufthansa 477, take.
Windmill 5 Delta Alpha, descent 5,000 feet.
Descent 5,000, windmill 5 Delta Alpha.
Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray fully established.
Busy, busy.
Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray, say again.
We're fully established.
Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray, roger. Speed 180 knots to 60 me, tower 1191.
Speed 160 till 4 and tower, can you just repeat the frequency?
Tower is 1191.
19.1, Alpaca 2 Mike X-ray, see ya.
Scandinavian 4165, turn left, heading 200, descend 5,000 feet.
So,
left 200 and
approaching
descend
base leg
5,000
here,
feet,
hopefully we'll get sent
4165.
any second. Really good position still here, but we'll just have to comply with our speeds. We're going to keep it nice and tight
Speed 180
between the traffic.
Windmill 5 Delta.
Windmill,
turn left,
cool side.
heading 060.
Turning left 060, windmill 5 Delta.
Awesome. So best do the approach checks actually, once we're on base leg here. So frequency is 109.9. Fixings runway 1710 idents Bravo Romeo.
3 posing and report established on localize as control.
Bravo Romeo checks. Course is 170, we can now do the approach checklist.
Approach checklist.
Okay, copy.
Altimeter and instruments.
They
you will
are
guide me to
set
localize
and
as
cross-checked.
Set and cross-checked.
Windmill 5 Delta Alpha, descend
Approach aids.
Checked and set.
Windmill 5 Delta Alpha.
Approach checklist completed.
Beautiful. Landing checklist to come.
Precision 180, windmill 5 Delta Alpha.
Tom Ludson, I just saw your donation. I've got the alerts muted at the moment because I'm on the approach here about a hand fly, but I'll get back to you. Thank you very much, buddy. Hope you're doing well. All the alerts are muted on the approach phase when I remember to do it. So hopefully we'll get our descent any second. ATC might be going through the descent line. I'm going to keep the engine anti-ice on because we're in and out cloud here.
Windmill 5 Delta Alpha, turn left, heading 040.
Approach checks.
Left 040, windmill 5 Delta Alpha.
Scan 4165, speed 200.
What's it for scanning 4165?
4165.
So I'll try and answer your question. He asked, how would you identify freezing fog, light drizzle or in clouds? How would you then know when to use anti-ice or wing anti-ice if you cannot see the clouds at night? So Tom, we use the visible moisture criteria for engine anti-ice. So anytime you're below -40 in descent or climb, always have engine anti-ice on. Wing anti-ice at night, you can still see the wiper. You can get there's a little torch down here which you can shine up and see the wiper bolts to know if you need wing anti-ice or not. You've got the wing lights as well you can turn on. So I just turn them on like this, and you can lean your head out like that, and you can see the leading edge, just like this, just like the real aircraft. You'll be able to see there's a little thin white line on the leading edge. You'll need wing anti-ice as well. And you can below 10 feet. Descend 5,000 feet. I'm back on 18 Bravo. 5,000 feet set of yes. So yeah, below 10,000 feet you've got lights on, you know when you're in cloud, and the strobe lights above 10,000 feet.
Right now established on localizer ILS-17.
As soon as you enter cloud, you see in your peripheral vision that flash from the strobe hit the cloud, so you know when you're in IOPS. Which you don't get in X-Plane, unfortunately. Well, you do. There's an effect which it's like a disco strobe light effect. It's very unrealistic.
Sky Travel 23 Tango Lima, Tower 119.1.
Taiwan 119.1, thank you, bye-bye, Sketchwork 23 Tango Lima.
Scandinavian 4165, turn left.
Getting vectored pass through the centre line then, I just missed it, but the localizer would have gone from left to right.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, turn left, heading 200.
Left heading 200 degrees, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So 200.
2 Charlie Mike, director, hello. Windmill 5 Delta Alpha.
Bring Bablu to the top again.
Heading 200 to overshoot on the other side.
Well, below the glide slope, that's fine.
My SMS and my FMC shows that I capture localizer getting appropriate.
Uh-oh. Someone's
confirm established.
Having a bear.
Windmill 5 Delta Alpha, confirm you established.
Yes, my autopilot captured the localizer Windmill 5 Delta Alpha.
Windmill 5 Delta Alpha.
Very specific.
Speed 160 knots to 40.
So hopefully we'll we'll get slotted in behind this guy. He's just making some space, I think. 5 and about 7 miles separation there. Beautiful.
Scan 4165, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180 knots, Canadian 4165.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, speed 200.
Speed 200 knots, Alpaca 18 Bravo.
Scandinavian 2 Charlie Mike, left turn.
Up speed was 205, that'll do.
Left turning 250, Scandinavian 2 Charlie Mike.
So there's 5,000 feet, out holds. Hopefully we'll get a little intercept heading shortly and a descent. I think though he might be slotting this guy in front of us. He's 1,000 feet below.
Director Northman 6 Tango Charlie with you 6000.
Northman 6 Tango Charlie, director, hello. Scan 6 question
Busy.
4165, descent 3,000 feet.
Descent 3,000 feet, Scandinavian.
That's that guy here, so he's put...
Alpaca 18 Bravo, descent 4,000 feet, speed 180 knots.
And said 4,000 feet, speed 180 knots, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So 4,000 feet is set, vertical speed, I'm just going 500 feet per minute, and we'll select flap 1. That's 186, we'll go to flap 2, because that will allow us to go straight to 180. There we are, flap 1, and flap 2, then we can bug 180 knots now safely. You never want to bug below your flap setting, so we don't want to ever bug below flap 2 speed here. If 1 was set, we will go below 1. Right, we're getting sent all over the houses today.
Turn
but
right,
they're doing a great job getting us all in
there.
there.
Turn right. Turn right 140, clear, ILS 17, Canadian 4165.
Yeah, Scan 4165, we're actually going to overshoot a little bit. So the right turn is to heading 200.
Heading 200, Canadian 4165.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, turn left, heading 050.
Left heading 050 degrees, Alpaca 18 Bravo. That's a little base leg for us.
Charlie Mike, speed 200.
It's actually more than a base leg, and then it'll be hopefully another 45-degree turn to intercept. Also on the intercept heading, we'll disconnect all the automatics and flight directors.
6 Tango Charlie, descent 5,000 feet, speed 200.
5,000 feet, speed 200, Northman 600.
Beautiful. Shouldn't Alpaca get a priority approach? It's absolutely ADOT Flight Simulator. Right, direct to Babalu again. So, energy-wise, no issue at all. We're at 4,000 feet, below profile, radar vectored, 180 knots with flap 2 out. There's our hold. It's impossible to do a CDA as well when you get vectors like this. There's nothing you can do about it. And there's that traffic on final. He's just popped off TCAS now. There's the airport.
Speed 180 knots until 6 GM, it's going to have 4165 and established on the localizer.
4165, tower 119 decimal, bye-bye.
So he's quite close.
119
When we turn
decimal,
final, it's going to be about 5 miles away, that's okay.
Charlie Mike, turn
So he's going to give us a 90-degree turn right to intercept it.
Left heading 180, Charlie Mike. Northman 6 Tango Charlie, turn left heading 2.
Is it mandatory to say degrees? It's best to. It's
Alpaca 18 Bravo, descend 3,000 feet.
Descend 3,000 feet, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So yeah, you should refer to heading as degrees. You should say degrees afterwards, because if you say heading 360 instead of flight level 360, it could be confusion. So levels don't need to say anything, but you should say degrees after a heading. I think is that a cap in the CAA? It's definitely quoted somewhere. Always done it. Yeah, well, Jamley, should we had another checklist note? Approach checklist is complete. I'm really not sure what the vector is now. I think he's going to send us past. We've been all over today. It's going to go past the localizer again, onto the other side.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, bringing you through the localizer, right turn heading 200, cleared ILS, runway 17, and descend 3,000 feet.
Right heading 200 degrees, and close closing from left to right, cleared ILS 17, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So 3,000, yeah, actually better go vertical speed. So he's going to go through, there's the localizer going through now, it's actually quite good heading. And when we're on that intercept heading, we'll disconnect the automation, execute, go flap 5, match speeds. I'm just going to do a really shallow descent. We have correct sensing, so alarm approach. Getting ready to disconnect anyway, won't make much difference.
Aircraft to 5 hotel and that is hello.
Extend the centre line.
6,000 feet.
There's glide slope alive. Looking good.
Scandinavia to Charlie Mike, speed 180 knots.
Right. Let's hand fly, guys, have some fun. Disconnect order throttle first. Disconnect the autopilot. And flight directors are off. So you're going to keep descending. Oh, I just realised my thrust hasn't matched. Just keep descending to around 3,000 feet. Again, I'm not so worried about a CDA when I'm hand flying. Ooh, my heading's a little bit off there. Just need to turn right slightly, but it doesn't matter. Localizer's alive. So matching the heading now. There's whoa, flat 5 speed. I'm out of practice. And let's get the runway heading set as well. 170. It's not easy. It's not easy this waning PM. There we are. We'll just go wings level now, just to get the localizer aligned. And when we level off flat 5, we want to have about
Charlie Mike, turn right, heading 200.
5 degrees, 55%. So there's 3,000 feet. 55%. Just get tidied up on that centre line now, actually. So 5 and 55, pitch power equals performance in every single aeroplane you fly. Just going to match that tractor around 172, let the localizer come in. Alpaca 18 Bravo established on the localizer. Oops, just watch the attitude.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, speed 190 knots to 60 me, tower 1189 decimal 1.
Just confirm that frequency again, Alpaca 18 Bravo. 1189 decimal 1. Alpaca 18 Bravo.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, speed 180 knots to 60 me, tower 119 decimal 1.
180 till 6 and tower 119 decimal 1. Alpaca 18 Bravo. Bye. Right, there's glide slope capture. This is so hard because I'm having to do radios, PM, glide slope capture, missed approach attitude. I then had some funky frequency. I think it was 3,000 feet set. And I've got the frequency as well. Right, localizer glide slope capture, so attitude just above the horizon, and idle thrust with flat 5 works quite nicely to stay on the glide slope.
Behind the traffic, line up on wait.
Guys, chat, no capacity at all to watch chat. I'm doing a job with 2 pilots in an aircraft there. So localize, just watching that track. 170 on the glide slope, my rate percent's quite nice. Good. Oh yeah, he went to 180 till 6, didn't he? Oops. This is not easy. Tower, good evening. Alpaca 18 Bravo established. ILS 17 at 6 miles.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, Pleasant Tower is low. Continue approach.
Continue approach, Alpaca 18 Bravo. Good, so alarm the speed brake now. Speed's good. On the glide slope, just a little bit off centre line. So just make a heading correction, get that tractor around 171, 172. I'm going to drag that localizer back in. 5 miles. I'm going to start configuring a little bit earlier, just get myself comfortable. So, oh yeah, I've got to cycle this like that. Gear down, flap 15, match the speed, and landing checklist. This is I'm going to get a lot of damage now because I've got to do this whilst completing the checklist.
Landing checklist.
4165, return.
Start switches.
Make first left vacate runway when fully vacated, contact the ground.
Recall. Checked.
On the ground 129.
Speed brake.
Armed, green light.
121.9.
Landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Auto brake.
Auto brake 3 set.
Flaps.
Flaps 30 set. Green light.
Just check the speeds.
Landing lights.
On.
They're not on, we're not being cleared to land.
Landing checklist completed.
Thankfully I had most of it configured, so my speed got a little bit low there, because remember we're flying VRF plus 10. Attitude final here, now I've got the speed back, is about 1 degree, at about 58% at this gross weight, 57-58%. Aircraft's just been cleared to take off. A little bit high on the glide there, so 1,000 feet per minute if you get a bit high, but no more. Oh, it's a little bit excessive there, 1,200. 1,000 feet per minute. Now, bringing my scan outside, actually keeping the runway now at the same point in the windscreen. Otherwise, all good. Just get everything trimmed there.
Charlie Mike, low, continue close.
There we are, speed's good, on glide, on localizer, he's almost airborne.
Alpha 18 Bravo, wind 160 degrees, 18 knots, 17 clear to land.
Right, 17 cleared to land, Alpaca 18 Bravo. Lights are on, checks complete, speed's good on glide, on localizer, continue.
11025 for heavy, thank you, have a good day.
We'll see we're airborne, take up on 1,400.
So little inputs, keeping it trim. Speed's nice. The pitch power right now is precise. It's exactly the same as the real aircraft.
Little 13 airborne, we take up on 1,400.
Continue.
Roger, traffic, 3 o'clock, 3 miles, Boeing 747.
Also little inputs now, just keeping it on center.
40, 30,
check,
20,
close. So the runway's downhill here.
Take and proceed
altitude. Come on. Oh no, speed breaks up. Reverses, bit of a float and a hard land, a great landing. Oh dear. Just in the touchdown zone. 100 manual braking. 80.
89.
Oh dear. 60. Going to idle. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bergen. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, float, but the runway is downhill. That's my excuse. We'll take this next left here. Wonderbar. There we are.
Alpha 18 Bravo, left turn into Alpha 6, contact the ground 121.9.
Left down for 6, ground on 121.9, Alpaca 18 Bravo. Good evening, sir. There we are, vacated. Ah, nice. Not bad. But I wish I just landed a bit sooner, but the downhill runway, that's my excuse. Get ground up 121.9 at.
Crossover red, ser ut.
And just make sure we got the airport charts. Beg off the runway as well. Alpha 6 and Echo. There we are. Cool. Ground, good evening, Alpaca 18 Bravo, vacated at Alpha 6.
Alpaca 18 Bravo, welcome to Bergen, taxi Echo Whiskey stand 28.
Echo Whiskey for stand 28, Alpaca 18 Bravo. So Alpha Echo and 28, perfect. Even I know where I'm going. Let's get on our way. What a lovely flight that was. Nice, I hope you enjoyed the Yoke cam. I think some of you have seen that for the first time as well, so awesome to have. I really enjoy using it as well. It is good. I mean, it's used a lot of thrust here to get uphill.
Whistler 1822, pushing south, Bergen, make 1019er.
Break off.
Pushing south, approved clearance 1019, and Whistler 1822.
This is also Aerosoft scenery.
What are those 531? Should we be on Alpha 1 or Alpha 2?
3001.
531, contact tower 119.1.
We'll do the shutdown checklist on stand as well.
Decimal 1, 0531.
There we go.
Flight access in,
oh, get out of here. There we are. Sorry, guys. When I have idiots like that, they get muted straight away. So, sorry about that. There's Whiskey. And stand 28 coming up here on the right. He was very excited to see me. Right, stand 28. Excellent. I didn't even get lost. Excellent. Superb. Excellent. Did I start the... No, start the APU. Make sure you start the APU around a minute before you get on to stand as well. So I'm a bit distracted. Still have the speed brake extended. Nothing to see here. Unbelievable. Beautiful. We should have the guidance come on here any second. I've got a funny feeling it's that thing where the taxiway is quite sticky, because I keep going idle and I expect the aircraft to keep moving, but it keeps slowing down. A bit like how the level up is actually at the moment. There we are, 738. I wouldn't probably taxi on to stand as well. This will probably be scraping the paintwork, but looking good. 6 meters, 5. Whoa, that's actually going really quick. And stop. There we are. on the money. Beautiful. Parking brake is set. AP is going to be here any second. This will allow me to check that I've not actually forgotten anything. Oh yeah, they should be turned off. Turning on to stand as well. And any second there. There we are, not bad. APU available on bus. 2 blues, 1 red. Engines are dead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Norway, Bergen. Another successful safe flight in the ZIBO MOD 737. We could tick off. Absolutely beautiful. Well, that was a very interesting end of the stream. Is that iPad behind the yoke to change camera views? Yes, Clement Rono. I use that to control a lot of the elements of Streamlabs and things like that. Sometimes I have Navigraph charts up there too. For this aircraft, I don't use them, but when I'm flying a little bit more classic, I like to have the charts right in front of me at all times. Well, usually my work iPad's up. The battery went flat on that one. Listener 11 out of 10 would a yarp again. Amazing. Thank you very much. Scottish, great flight. Cheers, Captain. You're most welcome. Thank you very much, buddy. Clement Rono, is that an iPad behind the yoke? Yeah, that's. Is that the one I already answered? I can't remember. Or you asked it twice, not sure. But yes, I'll put on my cam again briefly. So yeah, I can control a lot of elements of Streamlabs here. So look, I can even bring up a miniature alpaca look down there. There's stuff for the group flights that I have there. Control Fly Live, lots of different elements and things like that. And I can change scenes on that camera too, which is pretty cool to have. Just allows me to smoothly transition without having to go onto the iPad and stuff. And love the little holder they included here with the yoke. Mark Burgess, great stream. Thank you very much indeed, buddy. Right, we best actually finish the checks here. I think we've done everything, so we're going to do the full shutdown checklist. I think we've got it all there, so I can bring up the amazing checklist from Shorty.
Shutdown checklist.
Oh no.
Fuel pumps.
He's got a home.
Off.
Electrical.
Really?
On APU. On APU. That one needs to be fixed. On APU, we'll select. Yeah, that's fine.
GPU on the bus.
Oh, it was GPU. Fair enough.
Fasten belts.
You can have APU.
Now let's see.
Oops, not doing
Off.
well.
Window heat.
Oh no.
No. Off.
Probe heat.
A fail.
Off.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Electrical hydraulic pumps.
Are you sure?
No.
Off.
Voice recorder.
Auto.
Air conditioning packs.
Auto.
Engine bleeds.
On.
Perfect.
APU bleed.
Off.
Exterior lights.
This.
This.
Checked.
There you go. So it's really
Start
good.
switches.
Really
Off.
good.
Auto brake.
Off.
Speed brake.
Down detent.
Flaps.
Up, no lights.
Beautiful. So good.
Working brake.
Set.
Start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off.
Transponder.
Amazing.
You sure?
No.
Standby.
2000.
CVR circuit breaker.
In.
Cockpit door.
Unlocked.
Shutdown checklist completed.
Amazing. So, fully interactive. You can see there, if you forget something, it tells you exactly what you need to do as well. Remember, this is completely free to download. If you want to download this interactive checklist, just find it in the video description below. You'll also just need the Fly with Lure plugin as well for that to work. I mean, I use Fly with Lure for the landing rate calculator and for the B2 volume control, so for me it's an essential plugin to have. I won't do the secure checklist because that will shut the aircraft down. I want to do the replay as well, but obviously you can continue that as you wish there. But yeah, amazing, Shorty, great work. Completely spent the last, I don't know how many weeks working on that. I mean, you even said in Discord that you need to have a break from it, so thank you so much for making that for the whole community. I mean, I'm saying it on behalf of everyone here as well. That's completely free to download and adds to the incredible free library of stuff available, both for X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator. Amazing stuff there. Wicked. So we had a lovely flight there. Yeah, I don't know what happened at the end there. Someone was very enthusiastic to say hello, but as soon as I hear that, I just mute them. It takes me half a second, and then I can hear them just gibber on us continuously. Patrick L. That's Patrick L, ladies and gentlemen. This is Shorty, the creator of that amazing plugin there. 14 months as a member as well. Thank you all. You're most welcome. Well, we're Well, you're welcome. Well, thank you for your continued support. We thank you for your amazing plugin for everyone to use now with the ZIBO mod, and it's fully compatible with Level Up. And I believe Patrick, you know, will allow compatibility for multiple aircraft in X-Plane 11, so people can make their own checklists in time for whatever aircraft and have it fully interactive. Obviously, people need to record the audio elements of it, but super cool there. Amazing, very, very good. Well, we've already logged off of VATSIM, so we'll do that, and I'll shut off Fly Live as well. Tom Knudsen, again, thank you very much for your donation. I did answer the question. Sorry, I missed it at the time because the pings are off, but now we'll cue the funky replay music and jump straight into that. Oh my goodness, that is loud. Let's just turn that down slightly. My goodness. Right, it is night. I don't know how much you can see. I don't want to sort of debrief my landing. Now, to be fair to me, I will just put you in this view here. Not making, well, here's my excuse anyway. Just jump into the threshold view whilst the aircraft's coming over. You can see, look, there's my excuse, look at the runway. How it disappears below you, see? It's downslope, so I don't know how downslope it is in real life, but look at, you can see that there's the threshold and then down it goes, and whilst I was in the flare I was just going down that hill, approaching the, stop me there, the point at which it goes up a bit, so it's a bit of a lump there. That's my excuse. Mason Island, 3 months of member, thank you very much. Love this channel, would be so lost without it. Remember watching your videos from the start at the PMDG, if you can still hear me. Thank you very much, Mike Mason, and for 3 months as a member. Really appreciate it, and we'll catch up later in Discord. Amazing, so there was my check. Close, and I was just falling down the runway, look. I would have already landed yet, and then I just held it off, and we just sort of hit at the bottom of the hill, and then went uphill again, so there we are. It is very downsloped, I think more than perhaps it would be in reality, but that's why we kept floating and floating and floating as the runway fell away. I was expecting to touch down, but it didn't quite come. There we are, let's do from this perspective. There you go, there's the runway falling away. Just in the touchdown zone. Sounds of the bottom, amazing. Exterior, love it. I think someone's killed Nightbot. Yeah, poor Nightbot. Look at you lot asking for all the metas. Unbelievable. Children. Let's have a look if we've got a tower view here. And do. Audio went a bit weird there. There we go. Crank up the volume slightly. There's the flare. It looks wicked at night. There's the touchdown. Let's get the rudder moving. Let's get the sense line. That's so cool. Absolutely resplendent. Right then guys, well thank you very much for coming in, watching another Flight Deck to Sim live stream from Berlin to Bergen. ZIBO mod as ever performed very well. Yoke cam, yeah, that raw data, when I disconnected I was a little bit woo, but remember having to do the job of everyone here, PM, configure the aircraft, you know, in reality when you're hand flying like that, with the flight directors off, you got all your attention just to fly the airplane and someone else to worry about everything else, so I got a little bit out of shape, but we once we got established on the ILS, so I was quite happy with how it all went. So yeah, thanks to Thrustmaster for the Yoke and the Quadrant as ever. To Shorty for making that incredible audio checklist, as I've mentioned several times. That is available to download completely free. Links in the video description. To everyone that donated, thank you ever so much for your generosity. Very much appreciated. To all the members, thank you very much for your continued support. And to all the regular viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for popping in. If you'd like the video on the way out, that would greatly help. And I'll see you for another live stream very soon. More Yoke cam action, maybe in the Phoenix 747 or something else. Don't forget, members, as well, to book your slot for the group flight this weekend. The link is in the announcements section. Guys, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye. Cheers, Mike. I'll just see you there in chat. Take care, buddy.